Alright. That should be everything. Alright. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Beneath the Tide. We are on session number 61. 8 more to go, everyone. 8 more to go. So we're at 69. That's the joke. So, some announcements before we begin. If you've been watching our Wildmount campaign, thank you so much. It's currently our most viewed campaign on YouTube.
Ooh.
Not really, but lately the most viewed campaign on YouTube. The most viewed video on our YouTube channel is episode 1 of Beneath the Tide, at 200 and some odd views, which isn't a lot to be happy about, but whatever.
Hey, user views,
we'll
baby.
get there. But yes, announcements. Speaking of that campaign, thanks for everyone watching. If you like bite-sized D&D, the sessions are about an hour and a half. We're going to try my best not to get them to go beyond the 2-hour mark. We just did episode 2 tonight. That'll be up on VOD tomorrow. Also, we have a podcast. If you have Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, you can check out Beneath the Tide. Episode 60 of Beneath the Tide is going up tomorrow. And this Friday, episode 1 of Legends of Wildmount is going up on our podcast. So, 2 little D&D campaigns to listen to on there. There's a big backlog for Beneath the Tide, so I get it might be a little daunting to listen to like 60 episodes. And also, Demystifying DMing's backlog is all on there. So if you like demystifying things, if you're a new
Demystifying and DMing.
Yes. If you're a new DM and you're looking for like really good tips on how to get started, or and if you're a DM who's been doing it for a bit and you just want to get some other feedback and stuff, it's a really cool place to check that out. And Sam is the architect of that whole venture. More episodes to come in the future.
Yes, I have been making progress on the last one. This one requires a lot of research. I have been pouring through the spell list on D&D Beyond.
Oof,
and
that is daunting.
Getting distracted by the new ones added by the Explorer's Guide to Wildmount and being like, this ninth level spell does what? Because okay. Because one of these I want to get. I'm really excited about. It's not actually being even included in the podcast episode.
Is it Tether Essence?
No, it's the 9th level one. I forget what it's called. The time
cats. One. Nothing but cats. Cats.
No, that's Flock of Familiars from something where you summon like four familiars at once.
That's real?
Yes.
Well,
it's a 3rd level spell.
Hey.
Check it out. D&D Beyond. Look it up. Flock of Familiars.
4 Icaruses.
Yeah. It's like lasts for an hour, but anyway. Yeah. No, so there's one that it's like you read it at first, and if you're not thinking about some other implications of it, it might not seem as great as it is. It's a spell that if it hits or if it succeeds, it does a bunch of necrotic damage and ages the target to the point where they're 30 days from dying of old age.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Now, the reason that's significant is because pretty much because it's D&D, whatever, there's resurrection magic, right? Like no matter what kills you, you can always bring you back.
Not age though.
Pretty much every resurrection spell in the book has a caveat that says cannot bring back a person who has died of old age. That is a permadeath spell. That is 30 days until just gone.
It's great. Whoa. Excited for that whole venture. It's a lot of spells to look through. And if you
so many questions, Sam.
If you're interested in a lot of if you are interested in a lot of the new spells that have been added in Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, check it out because we're using it extensively in our Wildmount campaign setting. So you might see some of those spells in action, and you might see some of those spells in action in this campaign specifically. Ooh. So keep your eyes peeled because I got stuff going on because I peruse through that book and obsessively. Anyways, so is the announcements. Last time on Beneath the Tide, you guys were teleported back to Thrawn's little village of Roterstein, and were brought towards the resting place of Baxter's friends that he had in our very first campaign on the channel. And while going there, the party entered this protective area that once was the home of the Lord of Shapes, and had now served as like a protected enclave for these resting werewolves that had passed away, as well as Gundar and Koana, who had died a year prior, even though they should have been dead much longer. Well, stuff. Upon arriving, it was found out that Henry was not able to pass through the barrier leading into the grove because he had a fiend inside of him, and the ground was hallowed, so Henry would not be able to enter a hallowed ground. And in doing so, Henry decided to go back to the village after being told by Thrawn to kind of just watch over the people while he was gone. And while Henry arrived back at Roterstein Village, watched as 3 massive flaming rocks, which are, well, we'll just clarify it better, meteors, fell from a jagged rift in the sky and destroyed the city of Salspitze, killing everyone inside, most likely. That includes Airily. Also, just so everyone knows and expects what no surprises.
I quit. That's it. I'm done. I quit. You can't my feet.
And Gavin then?
Galen,
sorry.
maybe. So Salspitze was destroyed by 3 massive meteors, and the party that were away, and also, sorry, a shockwave destroyed a big chunk of Goleocrann forest, also leveling huts in Roterstein Village, which Henry witnessed. The away party, the away team, continued down below the graves of Koana and Gundar and found a hidden sort of memorial place where Koana's actual body was being kept. After Thrawn gave Baxter his bequeathment, a letter from Koana herself, and a little locket with the picture of all of his friends in said amulet, the party discovered that, hey, there's still treasure down here. What are we looking for? And Thrawn mentioned that something had been locked away when he unearthed this place, and the party found a massive black sphere that had rolling water inside of it and looked like the night sky. Finding out that this was an artifact of the Sunken Lord, the object was quickly dispelled by Baxter, and it went inert. The party then felt a tremor, coinciding with the 3 massive meteors slamming into Salspitze. The party rushed upstairs, back into the grove, and rushed back to the village, and could see the smoldering ruin of Salspitze just on the horizon, Henry explaining the situation a little better. As the party were deliberating on what to do next, they watched... Oh, I skipped something. There was a scry done on Monkfish, and it was found that Monkfish was currently in the process of being stabbed and disemboweled by Velakash the Sly, the Rakshasa that had been hunting the party. And Rakshasa had grabbed the little boy Joseph that the party had sent with Monkfish and teleported away with Joseph. The party decided to teleport to the Winter's Kiss, Monroe Quickson's ship, because that's where they saw Monkfish being disemboweled. As the party was teleporting away, 3 more meteors began hurtling towards Roterstein Village, and Thrawn commanded his werewolves that remained to get down into the sacred grounds beneath the village. The party teleported with Thrawn to the Winter's Kiss, just in the nick of time to save Monkfish, and went inside a cave, seeing strange fog and an undead visage of Monroe Quickson floating around in the mist. But after the mist was pinned to the ceiling by Leah, the visions went away, and the party essentially got to work breaking frozen corpses and summoning skeletons and trinkets as little helpers from Ogden, Boon, and eventually the party worked towards getting the Winter's Kiss sailing. But unfortunately, the heat metal spell by Leah burned quite a big hole in the side of the Winter's Kiss, essentially making it unsailable, inoperable. So the party decided they were going to take a long rest, and after their rest, they were going to give a very hefty chunk of funds to Monkfish to gather a crew, repair the Winter's Kiss, and also have Ogden kind of transcribe a rune so the party could also teleport out of the Nine Hells, as they were planning on going into the second layer of the Nine Hells, the city of Dis being the entire city as a layer, to rescue Joseph from Belakash the Sly. And then once they got him, they'd teleport back onto the ship. So that's where we're picking up with you guys. Baxter had put down a tiny hut, and everyone had started to do their own thing before laying down for a long rest in the tiny hut. And that's where we are.
Make yourselves at home. Baxter's gonna pull out his flask and be like, and then remember it doesn't have anything in it. And put it down.
Baxter really needs an alchemy jug.
Oh wait, hang on a second.
Ash has one.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Hang on, you looking for the top off there?
You have some?
I can do beer or wine. Or vinegar, poison,
Take the wine.
honey,
Thank you.
mayonnaise, whatever that is.
Mayonnaise. Gotta do it.
All right.
8 quarts of mayonnaise.
Ash will pull out the alchemy jug and go. I figured out the command word for this is just you have to slap it and go. You can fit so much wine in here. And then now there's wine in it.
Oh, really? Well, let's see.
All right, I've got let's see, a gallon of wine. So everybody help out. Grab a cup.
Yeah. Baxter just does a quick prestidigitation, creating pretty much a trinket, which would be like a wine glass.
Okay.
Ash goes around with the big jug. I'm just imagining like those clay jugs, with, like the ring on it, and like
Oh yeah.
a big cork, and
Just a clay pitcher.
just like pouring it over his arm for everybody.
The alchemy jug is very interesting looking. It's covered in corks for the numerous liquids can pour out of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very cool looking.
I'm gonna open up one of the spiced rum bottles so we can store this wine.
Is it empty, or are we just mixing wine and rum?
Nope. I mean, I definitely drank at least one and still have the bottle.
Oh, okay.
It's probably like this much left in the bottom.
Yeah,
Like,
so
just
I'll just
like-
like finish that
Like an
and
inch of just rum at the bottom.
If you want to fill up my
2 shots of
my little
vodka.
teapot, I can help you pour, so we can get more pouring done. Or if you not from one source, I don't know, save more.
I mean, I have to pour into the teapot first before it can pour, so the amount of pouring time seems to be the same. I don't. Let's just. Hey, who cares?
Then I'll just have one little teacup then.
All right. Well, if you need a refill, let me know. Slosh, slosh, slosh.
Monkfish is just like pour it in my mouth, and he just
All right. Lean back.
he leans back and just opens his mouth.
Pour out some wine in it.
Right. That should numb the pain.
Alright.
Oh, how much money did you assholes give me again?
A lot.
4,000 gold?
The first bank of Monkfish.
I alone gave him 3,000.
8,000 total. Thank you guys.
Yeah, it was
so much.
8,000 if I hold on, Frau Lewin. Yeah, 8,000.
Yeah, it's 8,000. I wrote it on my little notes, and I got it here to here. And the DM has also already written out what he's going to spend that on.
Oh.
Exciting stuff.
So,
Brothels.
hell yeah. 8,000
Itemized
gold,
receipt.
8,000 gold in brothels.
That's so much.
Somino is going to be the next king brothel
He's going
ship.
to turn into a brothel ship, yeah. No.
He was gonna say what is he gonna pay for a scroll of plane shift to plane shift over to Wildmount and get the Ruby of the Sea herself? Like what? 8,000 gold?
Yes.
So he's like, yeah, I'm just going to, I guess, sit here, think about what I'm going to do, and yeah.
Alright. We leave this in your capable hands, Monkfish.
I am quite capable, and it's going to be great. Those werewolves don't have a home apparently, so they can't really, be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we really have to trust you here, but
You're the pirates.
yeah, don't screw us over. We will have, by the time we get back, we will have literally been
Excuse
through
me,
hell.
pirates.
I'm not a pirate.
Oh, is that
I'm
was that not
Oh,
was that not
it's-
apparent?
I mean, it's been a withheld truth.
they're morally gray.
Oh, I mean,
Yes.
here's the thing. Actually,
We've done good things. We've done bad
You
things.
could say if any of them have had a good alignment at the start, it's probably nowhere near that anymore.
let's just say, technically, we've only ever committed a single act of piracy, maybe two. Is
Well,
it
you
two?
technically robbed the ship I worked on.
That's true. We did. That was that one.
Two.
You charmed an individual to rob the ship I worked on.
I think I blew up another one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I wasn't there for that. Interesting.
No, that was before your time.
Anyways, I have important ledgers to look through, I guess. So.
Yeah, you have work to do.
So yeah, we're
Iron
pirates.
muscle no more. Master of coin now.
Don't we still have that Triton's ledger with all of his contacts and
I
stuff?
think Noose had that, unfortunately.
Shucks.
'Cause
Noose had all the
Noose was
good
the one
shit.
that kind of helped, that spearheaded that whole operation and took everything. So yeah, Noose has that ledger. So.
You know, it was a double-edged sword.
So, yeah, Monkfish is gonna be like, well, I hope you guys find Joseph.
Yeah, same here.
And if you don't, just a little lighthearted humor, one less mouth to feed. It was a
Yeah.
joke, everyone. You were all making jokes about it last week. Wasn't
Yeah.
last week at all. Man,
like 10 minutes
I
ago.
really got disemboweled there.
I had a little bit of time to, think about it.
Pulls out his pipe. Well, sparks it. I'm gonna go get to planning what to use your money on.
Yeah.
And he kind of just walks into the captain's quarters and closes the door behind him.
Yeah.
There's nothing in here.
We just hear that through the door. There's nothing in here.
So yeah, you guys, Baxter has the tiny hut up.
Again, red velvet floors. The smell of cherry wood fireplace almost as like a peripheral
Oh, I'm so excited.
oral sensation. Yeah.
Very, very important question. Regular chairs or beanbag chairs? Or like chaises?
None.
So
Standing
like,
room only.
not even like a hookah poof to be found.
No, but the ground is quite soft.
I just look at everybody else, just kind of under my breath. Not a single beanbag in here. Okay, all right. Okay.
Ogden, are you also, before you have your rest, or you don't need to rest because you're an elf, Trance, are you inscribing that rune into the ship so you guys can find it later and teleport to it, or no?
Son of a biscuit. How long will that take?
An hour, roughly. You can also just do it inside the tiny hut. You can just... Oh, no, you wouldn't be able to. 'Cause it's...
Nah, I'd have to step outside. As to specific requirements and preparation and going into the aforementioned second level of this, I've got a couple of provisos, some things we need to maybe perhaps discuss before we get down there. But I'm gonna hit the books. It's I don't know if we'll even be able to leave tomorrow, based on how much we'll need to prepare to feel ready to perhaps engage with our backhanded cat friend, and to also make it out of there alive.
What more preparation could we do? We don't really have a place to go get supplies or anything.
Oh, well, I'm so glad you asked. Thank you. Ash, thank you so much. I've got to prepare our plane shift spell.
Mhm.
I can inscribe it and learn it. I'd love to prepare my amulet here to have an extra spell at a higher level. I'd love to also do some research on Dis itself in this big book of places. It's got a whole section on Dis itself. I found it on page 4,000. It's from that library from the guy who, the gladiator who tried to kill us all, and then we thought he was Kalios.
Grommelrat.
At any rate, I'm looking at a lot of time just spent researching. I'm sorry. I want to make sure we're safe, or at least we have a shot, and I feel like this is the best way to give us a shot down there. But I got to tell you, I'm going to be out of commission for probably 16 hours.
So I just remembered something that happened in an earlier session that I am messaging Sam about. So continue, everyone.
Oh,
That's
love that casual.
If you must, Mr. Boon, I believe we all feel like we should. This is not something we should just jump into.
I never presumed to say anyone else was going to just jump in. I just wanted to let you all know where I was at. But hey, I've already come this far. I'm certainly not going to deny the captain of initiation or the captain of kick and mast their druthers. So if you guys are feeling like we can just wing it, boy howdy, I'll be the wind beneath those wings.
Well, if you don't mind, I could probably help you. I can read Abyssal, and I could help with some research.
Abyssal wouldn't help with this. You
No,
need to know Infernal.
Oh,
Because
man!
the 9 Hells are different.
Yeah.
Abyssal would work for the Abyss stuff, but this is the 9 Hells, so it's Devils and Infernal.
Well, of course, I can always help with the reading of Sweet.
Oh, I appreciate that. Oh, Henry, by the way, how's the clay book coming?
Well, we haven't really had any downtime lately for me
Right?
to work on that.
Not recently, no. Okay.
It's been a lot of go and dangerous travel on Tortoiseback. So
Right. It's been a couple of days.
Yeah,
It's
yes.
been a couple intense days, and last time you had any downtime, you were frozen trying to fish again because of the catman. We really got to get this backhanded catman out of here.
yes, quite. Yes, I suppose I didn't want to bring that out on the deck during that time, and the off chance that he spotted it and took it or something. So I was
Yeah.
keeping that under wraps while I was keeping an eye on the ship. So
Solid thinking.
Also, Sam, did you get my message?
let me.
I hope I sent it to you, because that would be awkward.
Yes, you did.
Cool.
Caleb is sweating a lot. This is weird.
It's hot in Chicago, guys.
Oh, yeah. By the way, you said we're going to. Are we going to Dis? Did someone say Dis?
That's what I understood.
Yes, that is
that-
where Joseph was taken.
I'm from there.
Oh.
Great. So you have contacts that we could.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I have any contacts that wouldn't want to eat your faces on sight.
Well,
Maybe I could think.
you could
about
tell
it,
us
but-
who to avoid.
Yeah.
Which
I'm just
places
saying I might.
are less dangerous than others.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying I might know my way around.
Yes, that would be
Uh,
very helpful.
Yeah, you would definitely know your way around. And I sent you something about your contacts and where they would be.
Okay.
I also have a little question I'd like to ask you, Kalios, if you wouldn't mind.
Callius is here. Where?
I'm sorry, that's my bad. Carnifex. Sorry. Ooh.
What's up?
Well, I guess it'll just be you, me, and Henry in on this conversation. Devils like to make a deal, right?
Oh yeah. It's like crack to them. What?
Oh, great. Well, I've got a plan. They don't.
Or D&D equivalent in parentheses.
Do you know
Asterisk.
what would hurt them the most? Like, is ice something that hurts them, or are they laugh in the face of ice cubes?
Carnifex would know. It depends on the layer of hell you're on, and some are immune to fire, some are immune to cold, some are immune to different stuff, and a lot of them are weak to silver.
And is radiant at something or no?
Not really. No.
Okay. Is it silver and magic, or just like silver specifically?
Depends on the
Okay.
devil.
Okay. It really depends on the individual. Though your safest bet is probably silver. Magic items tend to work on a lot of things, but usually mostly silver is your safest bet.
And you all would remember that spells of 6th level or lower do not affect Rakshasas. That includes counterspell.
So,
And fun fact, only one of you has access to a 7th level spell currently.
and it ain't me.
It has not been revealed yet, but I will just put that out there.
It's not me. I mean, I have a spell in a book that's 9th level, but
And
Someone has a pretty kick-ass staff, too.
And as we described, as I told last week, my homebrew rules for magic. For spellbooks, wizards can cast spellbooks from other spellbooks, but the cost is it removes the spell from the spellbook if it fails.
Yeah.
Which means,
all right.
I think we discussed plane shift would be able to be done, but if it fails, that spell gets erased from the book. If it's not, if it's in another spellbook.
All right, so we have some time. We need some time to prepare. All right.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Since you tell me that magic of a certain level won't be effective, I think I would be mostly useless in a battle without.
Well,
such-
it depends on the. Sorry, we keep speaking at the same time. Go ahead.
No, I was just trailing off.
All right.
Nailed it.
I think it depends on the magic in question, right? Because the spells can't directly affect them, but anything you can do magically that could indirectly hamper them or aid us.
So
or something?
any spells that target any spells that target a Rakshasa would not work. So counterspell, dispel magic, etc., etc.
Right.
But what about summoning?
Summoning would be fine, but anything that targets the Rakshasa specifically doesn't work.
Does that include? So when you say a target, would an area of effect spell then would fireball that
I'd
they're in the
say
radius of?
If it's cast at 7th level or higher, it would affect the Rakshasa.
Okay, but 7th level or lower, it's just absorbed also.
6th level or lower.
Right.
Or
Yes.
lower?
Yeah.
Oh!
So only
Would-
7th level spells or higher will affect a Rakshasa.
Would they be able to see through illusions then?
It depends on the Rakshasa. If it's cast True Sight, if it has True Sight.
Okay.
I mean, I think the question is if the illusion is 6th level or lower,
Uh,
will they just see right through it?
I'd say yes.
They just are unaffected by the intent of a spell 6th level or lower.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
And
so
Carnifex would also know, because he would know about Rakshasas, because they're fiends.
Mm-hmm.
Vulnerable to piercing weapons wielded by good aligned creatures. And I looked at the alignments of everybody. I think that's 2 people. That's Ogden, Boon, Chaotic Good, and someone else.
Do I have?
I don't know what Henry's alignment is, but piercing weapons that are wielded by good aligned creatures, Rakshasas are vulnerable to.
I don't know if I ever wrote down Henry's alignment. I don't know.
he's a lawyer.
He seems good aligned based on his personality and everything.
It seems that at the very least lawful.
Yeah, but the question is, does Henry count? Or who's swinging the weapon, Henry or Carnifex?
Oh.
But that's what Carnifex would know about Rakshasas.
Yeah, so we'll show that. If you're a good person, I guess, and you stab him with something pointy, then that hurts him extra. But you have to be like a really good person.
Also, forgot to mention this, guys. Critical rules have also changed. We're going back to raw, so
Okay.
just so everybody knows.
Solid.
So that meaning specifically, you just roll it twice.
Nope, you roll it once.
Roll
and
then double.
Multiply. And then add the modifier at the end. Modifier is not doubled.
Cool. Thank you. So roll twice, add modifier.
Roll once. Roll once.
Double it.
Multiply it, and then add the modifier.
I'm probably going to ask again, but thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
So yes, I might be
yeah.
mostly useless.
I mean, knowing all that, I feel like I too.
And that's just against a Rakshasa. Other fiends would be fair game.
Yeah, that's just against the big guy. So like, you know, you might have friends with him or something. He's gonna be in his home turf, so you know, crowd control on other people would be helpful.
I absolutely could have crowd control.
Apologies for all like the interjecting. Henry would also know that, or Carnifex would also know, and most people would probably know this. Any fiend killed in the Nine Hells is killed outright, and that might include Carnifex.
Oh.
Could I make the wait? Would I know that? Or would I hear that?
It's pretty common knowledge that fiends killed in the Nine Hells are dead.
I think we talked about it last week because someone was like, "Yeah, if we kill Velikash now, he'll be gone for good. We can finally be done with him."
Cool.
About what time in the day is it?
Probably early evening, I'll say.
Okay. I'd like to head out of the cave and just watch the sunset.
Okay. You walk out of the cave, watch the sunset. You can see smoke billowing kind of where Roterstein Village was. Even though it's from here, it's about a week trek. You can see smoke billowing in the forest somewhere.
Cool.
And from here, you can actually see a massive floating kind of pentagonal pentagonal fortress covered in spikes and chains floating miles upon miles away, and it looks very much like a fortress city covered in spikes and chains floating in the sky with a big red infernal kind of scar behind it in the sky.
Can I see which direction it's heading?
It is currently based on how far away it is, you cannot tell if it's moving or not.
Okay, it's just moving too slow?
You can't tell if it's moving or not, or if it's stationary.
Okay.
But it's pretty big, even this far away.
Then in that case, I'm just gonna sit out on the beach and watch the sunset and contemplate my life choices.
Okay. And what's everybody else doing?
I'm gonna start carving our. It's a teleportation rune to get the ship wherever we want it.
Or to cast teleportation circle and teleport onto it.
What did we want, friends?
Well, it does both.
Oh.
But unfortunately, so basically what it'll do is it'll teleport it, but the location that it would teleport to is where it was previously designated, which was the docks of Salspitze, which...
And that's the only glyph I have in my mind for teleporting it somewhere, right?
Correct.
So you can still put a circle on the ship so that, like, when we get back, we can just jump to the ship.
Correct.
Yes, I'm going to do that, and that'll take our teleportation locations up to 3. That is our fiend-filled mansion.
Yep. Thrawn's hut.
Thrawn's hut.
Actually,
so it goes up to 4 then.
Thrawn's hut you no longer have because the meteors.
Oh, that's also blowed up.
You have
the Hag's hut.
You have
the big library.
You have the big library. You have the
which I'm very excited
the
for.
demon-filled mansion you guys have on Red Dove Island, which might not be anymore. And then you would be the ship.
Okay, yeah, I'll start doing that.
Okay. It takes teleportation circle. It takes you can start drawing one on the ship.
Yeah, I'll see how long. I'll help you with some research.
And what's the other people doing? The other individuals? Eclipse is on the beach watching the sunset. Henry, Ash, Baxter, Leah. Anything in specific?
Henry is helping out Ogden and starting to like flip through the book and like trying to index things that are useful for him while he's carving the teleportation circle.
The Manual of Clay Golems, correct?
No, the one that he mentioned he wanted to do.
The book that I
research.
got from the big library, the
Yeah,
one
the
that
one
has
that-
over 4,000
In
pages.
Grom Mirages. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So he's gonna be looking through that, and then I suppose like him and Carnifex are gonna be like tag teaming to like look through the stuff and then use Carnifex to contextualize like what information would be useful
Sure.
from the book.
Sure. All right.
Like marking pages.
okay.
Not like writing in it, like bookmarks.
All right.
Thanks again for the wine, Ash.
Oh yeah, happy. I've got this thing that makes a bunch of it, so might as well share.
Is there any way you can adjust the vintage if it's known, or is it just this kind?
I don't know if I think it's just wine. But I don't know if there's any variation within that.
It's just plain red wine.
So I don't know if I do ale if it's going to be like a particularly hoppy ale or what. I don't know.
It's a shame. A while ago. Wait. Question.
Yep.
This is actually just for the DM here.
Yeah.
How long has the Monsosa vineyard been around?
Oh fuck! Give me 1 second. I have a calendar with the history of my world, and that is one specific thing that I do have written down somewhere.
Would it be likely that Baxter would have tried some before?
Most likely. I'm just trying to find that. So, apologies, everyone. Okay. Okay, so you're looking at maybe 500 years that the family business of making wine has been around. Started with someone called Stelfetz Montsosa. I made a bunch of Montsosas.
Well,
Me familiar.
it's a shame. There's wine that I know of. I doubt it's still even being produced now. But who knows with how the wine business goes. There's a type of wine called the Monsosa wine.
Montsosa's finest.
Monsosa's finest. And it was definitely up there, one of my favorites.
Huh. Yeah, you don't say.
Yeah.
Well,
Do they still? Is that wine still around?
No, it's not. I burned the vineyard down while I was possessed by a false god.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. But wait, what?
No, that happened. It was my family's vineyard. I'm technically a Monsosa. Well, I am a Mon. There's no real technically about it.
So, Mr. Monsosa.
I mean, I suppose you can call me that.
No.
So, no. Wait a minute. No. Mr. Monsosa is my father's name.
And the
Wait, what?
spectral image of a sort of not similar looking individual. Ash looks like someone else right now.
Yeah.
Brown haired, kind of tied back. Actually, looks kind of similar to Henry in some aspects. But there are facial features there that don't look like Henry. It's a kind of grayed hair. Well, it's a specter, so you can't actually see the color of the hair or anything. But yeah, this older man disappears and just stares.
I don't see the family resemblance.
Turn my face back into my own face for a second,
And then
Oh.
and then go back.
Oh. I'm not gonna think about that too much.
Yeah, probably a good plan. I try not to think about it too. All right. Shoo.
just disperses into mist.
So, pirates, huh?
Well, I mean, like this much pirate. We would certainly like to do more, but we've been busy.
What do you mean? I mean, just listening to you, it sounds like you were all fighting above your own weight class, so to speak.
More or less, yeah. Like, for a bit, there was the whole thing about the Sunken Lord, and we were trying to prevent that thing from coming back, which we were kind of doing the opposite of as we bumbled around and, like, accidentally released it and stuff.
But most of us, I was generally just battling my own demons.
That's true, that's true.
But in fairness, we've all died quite a bit.
That's true. Yeah, there was a whole thing for a bit with Ogden about some sort of mummy owning his soul or something like that. We had to go kick his ass. And then I was possessed by the Storm Lord or Stormfather, who is apparently not a real god. So we killed him. And then after I was gone for a bit, I come back. Everyone was gone for 2 years.
While you were gone, Eclipse was named Pirate Queen, right?
Oh yeah,
Eclipse?
that's right. That's right.
I'm at the beach.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
isn't here right now.
How
Oh,
can you not?
We'll confirm later.
How can you not be very good pirates and yet one of you is the queen of all the pirates?
So here's the thing. We were involved in a lot of pirate politics, but in terms of actual piracy and like attacking ships for money, we've done that all of like twice. I think I've done it all of like once.
Yeah, our skills lie more in politics than they do in piracy. So take that as you will.
Well,
So and we killed the pirate queen. She was kind of a dick.
The Dragonborn you saw earlier, the undead.
Oh yeah, this is her boat actually.
Yeah.
Wow. So many questions.
You would know who the Sunken Lord was, because that was still like lore of the world back way then, when you were kicking around.
Yeah.
You'd actually know, because knowledge was your thing, I believe, correct?
Not particularly.
Never mind!
His brother was the more studious one. He just kind of slunk by.
I was thinking of someone else.
Yeah.
Melody came back for a second. All right.
Yeah. Well, as strange as it is, does seem that your group tends to err more on the side of egalitarian.
I suppose so. Yeah, we have like, everyone's a captain on our ship, so like we've split that up in at least a representative republic process.
Well, honestly, I don't even know what I'm doing here. I was initially tasked with just listening to you folks, but really couldn't stay in Salspitze. There would have been too many questions. To me.
And he would have died!
Yeah, the meteors probably would have made your new life fairly short-lived.
But I couldn't see that coming. I'm telling you, I needed to leave.
Oh, right, yeah.
I really don't have any skin in this game, so to speak.
Well, as far as we can tell, Asmodeus is trying to come back and take over the material plane, and we're foiling that plan. And since you happen to be one of the people that lives upon the material plane, this seems to be a bit of interest to you.
Well, perhaps, but I have, you could say, access to an entity that seems to know a lot, and they haven't told me anything. Not since I've come back. So I don't see how bad it could be if they're not worried about anything. Though maybe it's just such a minor thing they don't care. They barely seem to care. In regards to me, they only occasionally toss me a small task.
Well,
But you don't have to forgive me. And he's gonna pull out his book and just start kind of flipping through the pages errantly.
Okay. Leah, anything you're doing specifically?
Leah's just been sitting in the corner on like her second or third glass of wine, and she's just been
Constitution
enjoying.
saving throw. Because Leah has
She-
not drank alcohol before, I believe.
She has not, so she's
yeah,
just like,
Constitution saving throw.
what? She likes this.
Yeah.
That's a solid 3.
Leah, you guys will see Leah getting drunk in the corner. So Leah is drunk. So you have the poisoned condition currently.
Leah getting turned.
Maybe someone give some bread to Leah.
And Ash, during the
Toast.
discussion, you look around, and near Leah, where she's sitting, is also the alchemy jug, just pouring wine into her glass and just.
Oh dear, did I leave
And
that
it's-
over there?
You just, at one point, she's just like noticing it's like not going anymore. She's just like, yes, just like the cycle of life and so
How many
does
gallons of wine does that make?
this bottle.
Ooh. Or no, one
Oh.
1 gallon. 1 gallon of wine.
So that's
Let me check.
It's 1
Let me
gallon, I
double check.
believe.
Yeah, I believe it's a gallon of wine.
So Leah would be more or so just passed out then.
She's hardy. She's a hardy little halfling. And
So roll the 3.
Yeah, no.
You just see her trying to fix the flower crown that she made back at the grave that she picked for her and Henry.
And as you guys look back to see her drinking, she slops the rest of her wine down her front, and she just passes
Yeah.
out unconscious.
Yeah, half a gallon of chillable red will do that to you.
Out. Half a gallon of wine. Yeah, that'll put you out.
Let me tell you, yes.
Oh yeah.
Of red wine?
Oh,
I
yeah.
drank an entire bottle myself last night. Anyways, it was really good. I deserved it. So Henry, you're looking through the book, and you pull up some fun information about Dis. You can easily find Dis in there. Carnifex kind of helps guide you towards what you're looking for.
No, don't read about that. That's all for tourists. Who's a tourist in hell? You'd be surprised.
You would be surprised. Dis is the second layer of the 9 hells. It is almost entirely covered by the city of the same name, the Iron City of Dis, that stands in a valley surrounded by a ring of spiked mountains. As far as most visitors and inhabitants are concerned, the layer and the city are indistinguishable. So essentially, the entire layer is this city. Despite being potentially infinite, the city of Dis always feels crowded and oppressive to anyone inside. The entire city is made of red-hot iron. Every wall and cobblestone burns to the touch, and the material exudes a column of smoke constantly shrouded in a dark haze. People who manage to leave the city can walk away from it, leaving it behind as its valley lay hidden by a ring of mountains. However, there are literally few accounts of the city's exterior that are known. On the other hand, approaching Dis feels like a break from reality. A traveler can arrive at the city by following a road paved with skulls. As the walls approach, one was, without noticing a transition, suddenly inside the city, with no edge or outer wall in sight. The 3 most well-known locations in the city of Dis are the Iron Tower, the personal fortress of Dispater, Lord of the Second. It is visible from the entire layer due to its enormous height as it rises above the haze. There is also the Garden of Delights, a facility that offers the illusion of sumptuous meals and pleasures of the flesh for exorbitant fees. Then, there is Mentiri, the great prison of Dis, which holds those that break the rules of hell. It reforms its prisoners by constantly tempting them into becoming evil, and very easily so. And it also mentions that the streets are usually crowded with devil nobles and workers that constantly remodel the city at Dispater's behest. The most common inhabitants of this layer of the Nine Hells are Abishai, imps, lemures, Nuparibos, and Spinagons, also known as spine devils. But other planar creatures could be found. And time passes there normally. So you would know time there on the material plane would be the same there. So a day there would be a day in the material plane and stuff like that. Gravity is normal, and it is a plane of lawful evil.
All right.
That is what you discover.
Henry's all taking notes on all this stuff to relay to everybody later.
Carnifex knows most of that already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I knew that. I could have told you that.
And he'd
Did
probably
you not know that?
He'd probably know the most likely spot that Joseph is probably being held is Carnifex never saw Velikash when he was in Dis. So the most likeliest place is below the city in Mentiri, the prison.
Mm.
And that's what you can glean from the book about Dis.
Right.
And yeah, you guys can just see Leah passed out in the corner of the ship, wine kind of spilling out from her glass, the alchemy jug kind of just propped up in her lap. And I'd say at this point, everything else that's happened, Ogden, you would have the circle transcribed on the deck of the ship, wherever you would so choose.
On the deck of the ship, we're gonna do it. Well, the tiny hut's on the front, more
Correct.
open part of the ship. Yes.
Correct.
I'm gonna do it on the other side of the mast, just to not interfere with
Yep.
the tiny hut.
All right.
A beanbagless tiny hut.
And it is,
Yeah, make it there behind there with enough room if we had a full party, like cognizant of space to make sure no one gets bamfed into the mast.
Correct. All right. And Eclipse, at this point, the sun sets on the horizon, and this is a coast. You're on the northern coast of this continent, so you just see the sun setting behind the ocean.
Oh, sweet.
And I don't care if it's setting on the north side.
Sun,
You
yeah,
see it.
your world,
You'd be
the
on the
sun
North
can set.
Shore and see it. Like,
Or hey, it's just as world. Sun can set in the north and rise in the south.
or rise in the east and set in the north. Who
Wherever
knows?
it
That's
Maybe
true.
make it
Wherever
crazy.
it wants.
Maybe it just does whatever. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
planet. If the planet rotates, how? Don't worry about it.
But yeah, Eclipse, the sun sets, and you're kind of just sitting on this cold beach, because Esselfire is very
Yeah.
Eastern European in its influence. So, and it's winter currently, so
Yeah.
there is snow,
Chilly.
fall, and everything. And you're on the beach, snow's falling. Some of like the edges of the ocean are kind of frozen with ice. All the trees in this area are carnivorous, so they're still out and about with their needles. And it's fucking cold. You're on the edge of an
Okay.
ocean in the middle of
Yeah.
winter.
Yeah. Fun. I imagine I was also like kind of doodling very rough pictures in the sand of like all the party members, like Ogden, Ash, Henry, Leah, Baxter, and Noose, and Monkfish. And then I just do like a big circle around them with a stick,
Okay.
and then get up and head back to the ship.
All right. As you get up, that floating fortress you saw is no
Mhm.
longer on the horizon, and that infernal scar is gone.
Cool. I can't like if I look or do like a 360,
Can't
no
see it.
sign of it.
Nope.
All right, cool. All right, yeah, I'm gonna head back.
You guys can hear Eclipse walking back into the cave, kind of echoing off the walls and the ice that's formed. It is winter on this continent, so there is a lot of snow and ice.
I'm like holding the potion of fire breathing if it has any warmth.
There's a little warmth coming off of it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just holding it as like a hand warmer.
Yeah, no, you're really dressed for the winter.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've
Well,
got, like,
Baxter is, because
samurai
Baxter's
armor
native to this continent, so Baxter kind of put on, like, I think, he put on, like, heavy clothes before you guys left.
on.
Baxter's
And
the
I'll
only one
just-
dressed for the weather.
And I'll climb back on and
I don't feel it, baby. I get that ice staff. I'm resistant to
Oh, that's
cold.
right. So anyone who resists the cold does not feel it.
It's me and Henry Carnifex. We're
Yep.
just like, I could have an ice cream cone right now.
Mm-hmm.
But anything else before you all settle down for a long rest? Baxter does not need to sleep, so
I'm gonna choose to stay up and do something. I can either DM you or just talk to you directly. I've got a plan.
if you want it to be private, you can DM me.
I just talk to you.
Okay.
Actually, can I ask Henry Carnifex a question before they tuck in?
Yep.
Excuse me, Henry Carnifex.
Yeah.
Hi.
So
In your research, did you find if psychic damage does well against?
Oh, I should have actually give that information to.
psychic damage. Let me think. Do I know anything about psychic damage?
Again, depends on the fiend.
Depends on the fiend, I'm afraid.
But most aren't immune or resistant to psychic damage.
But for the most part, they're not vulnerable to it, but they are not resistant to it. It affects them like it does anything else.
Great, perfect.
Though, I mean, there are. Would Carnifex be aware of like magic circle and like protection from good and evil and those spells that mess with demons? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some spells though that like really mess with us. I mean, not like hurt, but you know, there's a spell that like specifically protects you from good and evil, and like makes it hard to possess you. There's one magic circle that just like, you put one on the ground, I just couldn't go across it.
Oh yeah, I doubt we'd have enough time to hallow ground, but magic circle, that's interesting.
Hallow takes 8 hours. Or
Oh yeah, I know.
24. It takes 24.
No, I remember it took us a while.
Our fun vampire buddy.
Yeah.
That Velocash killed out of nowhere.
Or was it Velocash?
Yeah. Great, perfect, wondrous. Thank you so much. You've really done me a favor.
Well, I'm sort of doing all of us a favor because it keeps us all alive.
Yeah, I thank you. No, I appreciate you doing all the research. I appreciate it and allowing me to get us a spot back here. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing more research and making sure we can, boogie.
I'd be happy to help you with that.
Fantastic. Well, you rest. I can take about half as much rest, so I'll keep working. You go.
That's right. It is getting rather late, isn't it? I suppose I should tuck in for the evening, but I will be ready and fresh again in the morning.
Yeah.
So enjoy a beanbagless hut.
Everyone can also tell it's getting late because there's a hole blasted in the ceiling, and now it's just moonlight kind of coming through.
Nice. That's nice.
Before I turn in, I just want to make sure Leah has a blanket on her.
Just
make
cuddled
sure
up to the wine bottle in her staff.
Probably won't be.
Prop a few pillows around
She
her.
probably won't be protected from the elements, even inside a cave. This cave has a lot of ice coming. There's a lot of ice in here, and the ship still does emanate that cold aura.
Okay, then I'm gonna pick her up and take her inside the hut.
Yeah, we do not want to wake up to a Leah sickle.
No, that would be very sad.
Rubber bag. Walk her to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Get her a glass of water and some ibuprofen.
Hold her hair back. It's okay. Let it all out. Let it all out.
She's just.
We're gonna be okay.
She's blacked out, unconscious, from drinking like half a gallon of wine or more.
It happens to us all, right?
Oh yeah.
No, not to me.
But Eclipse, you pick up Leah. She's a halfling, so you can easily just scoop her up.
Yeah.
And you
just like carry her like a 4-year-old.
Yeah, essentially, that's what she is on you. And you walk into the tiny hut. You can set her down and kind of cover her with some stuff.
Yeah.
And she's just out like a light. No snoring or anything. Just out.
Cool. Just gonna quickly check her pulse, make sure she is alive and hasn't passed away of alcohol poisoning.
Medicine check.
Oh.
See if you can find a pulse.
I've never made a single medicine check. Oh. That's a fat 3.
You don't know
She's
where.
dead.
You don't know where to look for a pulse. You're spending most of your time trying to figure out how you like check
Oh my
someone's
god,
pulse.
she's dead.
Guys, I'm gonna start slapping whoever's nearest in the hut.
What?
Leah's dead.
Oh no.
I can't find
Baxter,
the pulse. Leah's dead.
Baxter's gonna put a finger on her and cast Spare the Dying.
All right, doesn't do anything. What's
it help?
Baxter and Ash's passive perception first?
13.
You guys can both see.
14.
You both can see just chest falls.
Eclipse, she's clearly breathing.
What?
And in your panic, you can see, as it wanes, you can see her chest rising and falling.
Sorry, I must be a little bit on edge. Sorry.
Going back to sleep.
I'm gonna just step outside for a second. Just
And
pull
Ash
the
just
blanket
goes-
back over Leah's shoulder.
All right, Ash goes back to sleeping. Anything else before sleepy time land?
I think I do want to talk to Ogden if it's not too interruptive
Okay.
of what he's doing.
Oh, I've just got papers from my bag. I'm outside. It's a little brisk, but I'm fine.
Ogden, shouldn't you be resting? We're going to hell tomorrow.
So, but so much to do. So much to do.
Can I help you with any of it? It's okay if you say no. I just wanted to ask.
Could I have some of your blood? I'll use my own blood too. I figured if there's varied amounts of blood. Do you want to see what I'm doing?
Yeah, I guess.
I'll show you. This is great. So I talked to. Here's the thing. You're gonna love this. In the spirit of what you've been trying to teach me, I think we can play a trick on the devils and the demons.
Okay, with a deal of some sort?
Fake deal. I'm gonna
How
write.
could-
I'm gonna
how can we make
prepare
a fake
glyphs.
deal?
I'm gonna prepare glyphs on these contracts that, as they start to read them, will attack them.
So,
That'll be the trigger.
Ogden Boon,
Yes.
you would probably know this. Fiends are the one who issue the contracts. They're the ones who make the contracts up on the spot.
But they wouldn't want to read someone else's contract?
They might be interested,
Okay, that's enough for me.
but they'll make it on the spot. Whether it be a scroll, a weird doll, numerous ways they'll make contracts.
Scroll or a weird doll?
They'll make weird stuff to be a contract. It ranges.
I don't know if you know this about me, but I like to make things.
Right.
What I'm going to do is make things and scroll some glyphs into them. And that's what I'm going to spend the next couple of hours doing. I'll get some rest, but we just have so much to do, and I've got to start doing it.
Yeah, okay. And she's gonna pull out a knife and just cut her palm open.
Okay. All right. Just get a little bit. I just need a little. Not that. That's a palm cut is so much. That's so much. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Oh God. Oh, heal that up. Oh, that's gonna.
Eclipse,
scar.
Eclipse, you take 1 point of piercing
Yeah.
slashing damage.
I'm
Oh,
fine. I'm about to take a long rest. I'm fine.
Did you
And-
use
and-
the short sword of life stealing or the dagger?
No, I used a claw.
Okay. So yeah, just rake a claw. Yeah.
Henry's head rotates around in his sleep, and his eyes open and they're bright red. And you just hear, "Cut the back of your hand, you amateur. You need to use your palms."
I believe if they're outside the hut, sound doesn't
Oh, are
penetrate.
Oh, okay.
No, sound does penetrate. Sorry, magic doesn't. So
Yeah.
they could hear Henry say that. Carnifex say that.
Here we are. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna start preparing. I thought maybe blood would be more convincing. Out here, I'm going. I'm Boon, taking the advice, cuts the back of his hand. Just okay, great. A little bit.
Just like wipe it off on like part of the armor, and then find a scrap of cloth and wrap it.
Okay.
So, yeah, just don't forget to rest. I don't want anything to happen to you tomorrow.
I mean, we've got to be prepared. We can't go in there half-cocked.
Yeah.
Got to be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
The demons, they might contracts with us.
Ogden, if anything happens to me and I don't make it back with the rest of you, there's something back in the Void Maw that I want you to have. It's just in my old car.
Takes out the necklace. I've got exactly what you gave me. This is all I need, and I'll get whatever you had next Ogden.
Yeah. Next.
I'll get whatever I'll get whatever you need. I'll get it next Ogden. Don't worry. Save it. It's hard to get gifts. I'll get it next time.
All right. Next time.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Thanks for the blood, and I mean, I'm up for at least a couple hours if you need to chat or anything.
I mean, I kind of need my full 8 hours.
Oh well, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Toss, turn, whatever you need. Oh well, I'll see you at breakfast then.
See ya. I'm gonna turn in for the night.
Okay.
No, what did you say? What's going on?
Nothing, just an idea Ogden had. Trying to make some fake contracts.
Oh, well, you could say I'm having trouble sleeping myself. I might be able to assist.
I'll be up for a few more hours. You might enjoy it.
Well, I can't leave the hut or, you know.
I mean, you could talk to each other through the hut, I guess. Just, everyone else is trying to sleep, so.
Mr. Boon.
Mr. Boon. Turn in.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's sleeping.
Yeah. You could say I might be up for a while. Perhaps I can help.
Don't you have mind powers? Don't you mind talk?
Not through this dome. Magic cannot penetrate.
Don't want to keep everybody up, but guess you want to whisper through the magic canvas?
No, just saying. You got a bit of schmutz on there?
And I was licking my pen like I'm used to, and then I remembered it was blood.
Gross.
That blood. Funny you mentioned that. That blood has a strange taste to it, by the way.
No, you're
Sulphurous, brimstoney.
Yeah. Yeah. We've been eating. You've been here for a couple of meals. Did you notice? Did you notice Eclipse eating a lot of eggs lately? Eating a lot of eggs.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, that's not the sulfur then. I keep doing that. Horrible.
Well, just let me know if you need anything.
Oh, sure. I'm just gonna be out here doing my thing.
And he'll just pull open the book and just skim through it looking for anything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
All right.
Preparing goals. It takes about an hour to make glyphs, and I have at least one 6th level spell slot and a 5th level spell slot.
Okay.
If I could prepare those.
Yep.
Yeah. But I can also prepare 3rd levels. No, sorry. I'm gonna do 1 3rd level spell or lower, which you can do.
Okay.
And then I'm also gonna prepare 6th level spell.
Okay.
Or the 6th level exploding
Yes.
rune.
Okay. So, for those of you sleeping, night eventually takes you. For those of you not sleeping,
No.
it never does.
2 hours. Oh.
Yep. 2 hours total for Ogden.
And then going into trance.
And then you can trance. Again, for some of you, no sleep. Everyone gains the benefits of a long rest.
Yo.
Leah wakes up with a mild headache, but she's no longer poisoned or unconscious. But yeah, everyone wakes up. The tiny hut vanishes, and you guys can all see your breath. And the ship is covered in a thin layer of frost. And those of you without cold resistance are fucking cold. Early morning, oceanside cave. Oh yeah.
Get a lungful. That'll wake you up.
Did I teleport in here after last night? I don't remember falling asleep in here. Oh my gosh, what happened?
I don't know. Do you remember? How much do you remember?
Well, I tried that wine stuff that you had. Never had it before. Through my travels, I was more of a just like water, tea drinker. But the wine, I just wanted to try it and just tasted so lovely. I thought it was just kind of like a different kind of tea, and just kept having more.
Yeah, you gotta
Well,
be careful about that.
yeah. You kind of drank all of it and passed out on the deck. I carried you into the hut while you were asleep.
Eclipse.
No problem.
And she just goes over, kind of like gets up a little like, ugh, and like goes over and like gives her a hug. Just like, you wouldn't happen to have any snacks on you? I'm kind of hungry.
Well, unfortunately, I don't really have anything to eat on my person. Sorry. I'm just gonna like pat Leah's back gently, maybe rub a few circles in between the shoulder blades.
Some deep fried mushrooms would hit the spot.
As you guys are kind of like waking up, you hear the sound of like a teleport spell, and Thrawn appears on the deck of the ship. Just. He's like, oh, thank God. I missed first. I landed in the water. You can see he's like socks soaking wet. Didn't know the exact location. I think that's the issue. How's everyone feeling?
Little chilly.
Can't complain too much, though.
Anxious.
Yeah. So, I did some checking out. Unfortunately, Roterstein is gone. But all my people are safe underground.
That's good.
So it's really good. He kind of sees... He kind of like looks around. Smells like burnt wood in here a little bit.
Yeah, that would be the case.
So you're not sailing away on the ship then?
No.
Trip has been postponed indefinitely.
Why? What's wrong? Does it have to do with the little boy?
Yes. Yeah. We have to go get him back before we
Oh
can
yeah,
leave.
I scried on him. I know what's going on.
Yeah.
Sorry, early morning.
that's the reason why we
Or someone
postponed
scried on
us
him.
leaving.
It was Baxter scried on him. Never mind. Again, early mornings. Do you have a
Understandable.
way to get there?
Yes.
How?
I'm led to believe the answer is magic.
Thank you. I didn't realize any of you were capable of casting such magic.
Hi, yes, not yet, but I do have this
Oh, spell scroll!
scroll.
Excellent. Do you really want to burn that up? What about the return trip?
Oh no, I informed everyone I'd like to take some time today to research this spell and see if I can get it. But I believe this is maybe above my pay grade.
It is. It's a 7th level spell.
Hmm.
So, you're looking to go to the Nine Hells, correct?
That's correct.
Well, I happen to be a druid, an archdruid. I know plane shift. So if you'd rather save that scroll for the exit trip,
I would. Yes, please.
we can make this much easier. Thoughts, opinions? Would you rather do this alone?
If you're in, baby, I'm in. That sounds fantastic.
I obviously won't be
Thank you.
sticking around, so...
Oh, it's kind of a now or never thing?
Oh, no, I mean, I won't be sticking around in the Nine Hells.
Oh, no, please.
I have my people to look after and the such.
Have you ever been? Do you have any...
I have never been.
Oh.
But
So we might
luckily-
end up in...
No,
we
no,
might
no,
end up
no,
in
no. It's not
the water there?
No,
too?
no, no. It's not like a teleportation spell.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe. We should be fine. I've plane shifted before. I mean, I've been to the Feywild. I've been to Mount Celestia, Limbo, the Astral Sea, Mechanus.
Oh.
Well. So it sounds like, despite you've been to Limbo, you've never been to any of the lower planes?
No interest.
Well, I suppose we're about to find out how low you can go.
Limbo. Yeah.
So I'll be plane shifting everyone but him. If anyone wants to stay behind, I guess that's your prerogative. Again,
Awful Sam.
I decided to check in on you all and offer that sort of comfort now that I know my people
thank you.
alive. The
How are
flying,
you? How's you doing? How are you?
They're all
How's the
fine.
family?
They're all fine.
Everyone's- oh, good.
That flying fortress disappeared though, so I don't know where that is now.
Oh, it was flying.
Yeah, didn't you see it come through the?
Oh, I saw it coming through. I wasn't certain
Oh
it
yes,
was flying.
flying city.
Oh, great. Oh, I didn't realize it was a flying city. I thought maybe we could hope that it would be stationary somewhere.
Nope.
Hope's Dash, perfect.
It was here yesterday and then it wasn't.
Also, who's all going on this trip exactly? Monkfish kind of walks out. Hey guys,
Not him.
what? What?
Get your breakfast, Monkfish.
I don't have any food. It was all on the
Yep.
ship, and the ship was at the docks on Salspitze.
Go fishing. Get some breakfast.
The water's frozen, but okay.
There's fish and frozen.
What am I gonna
seawater.
fish for? I don't have any supplies. You know what? I'll just have a hearty breakfast of pipeweed.
Breakfast of
I
champions.
can just eat it. It's vegetation. I did kind of write some ideas down, but I guess it doesn't matter unless they are physical and purchased, so I'll get back to that. Oh, hey! And he sees Thrawn and goes back into the captain's quarters.
Yes, that would be everyone present who is going.
Actually, well, I mean, as lovely as all of you are, I really, I mean, I have really no reason to come along, and I would be mostly useless.
Against Velakash, there's other creatures that we may have to fight our way through in the hells.
Yeah, a lot of devils.
Yeah. Listen, all of you have been very kind to me, given the circumstances, but there's no reason. I mean, I barely know you.
Isn't there a assassin tracking you all, though?
As far as I know, he just has a thing for you folks.
Yes,
sorry.
but
I'd
now
assume
you're
just by-
associated with us, so you could.
Oh, there's a way I can check.
Well, I have never seen this assassin other than through my own scrying.
You watch Ogden pull out this book bound in like human skin, very big, covered in.
I gotta stop licking my fingers.
It's covered in like thorny barbs and stuff that are bleeding.
Are they still covered in blood?
I hold it in the same spot so that
Oh.
that forever open wound is just the same.
Mm.
Oh well, I'm looking you up. It
Are
was
there any-
Baxter von Huxley.
Okay, so you're looking up names. Are you looking up any other names beside Baxter Ornstein von Huxley IV?
I'm also looking up.
Yeah, we should make sure Thrawn is okay.
I'll check.
Thrawn's
out
right
Thrawn.
here. Thrawn is standing right in front of you guys.
Oh no! I
He's
Like
on
in the
list.
I want to see if
Oh,
he's
sorry.
in there or not.
Okay.
I'm also going to check on Marion Boon and Noose, but quietly.
Okay. So you pull up Baxter Ornstein von Huxley IV, and it says.
Oh, he's.
It says he's in the book. It says previously deceased. And it says. Oh, fuck, what's the name of this island again? Creeman Deemheim, which is the current coastal region you guys are on. As for
Armin Dahama.
yes, and you look up Thrawn, and he's marked in the book as well, and it says same location. Marion Boone and Noose are still in the book, and their location is the Rose Court, where Thauron was fought.
Oh. Oh, okay. All right.
No, Noose's location is not in the book. Marion Boone's is, and it says the Rose Court. Where Noose's location would be, it's just blank.
Oh.
And you know the deceased names are the ones that are crossed out.
Yeah. So he's not crossed out.
No, he's not crossed out, but his location is blank.
Interesting.
Marion Boone is in there,
Right.
and it says her location, the Rose Court, Feywild.
Mm-hmm.
Any other names you're looking up?
Selfishly, I'm gonna look up my sister and my dad.
Okay. You look up Neola Meriden, and her location says continent of Anundial.
Oh, sorry. Go.
The location is, if I can remember, Anundial City, which is the capital of that continent. Latimer Meriden pops up as... Let's pull up the map again, because I need to remember exactly where he is.
Could be the South Anundial.
Correct, but there's an actual location that we need to pull up.
Cold Shell Cove.
Nope, that is a Mind Flayer settlement.
Oh.
Good aligned Mind Flayers.
Near the Brigade of Blood.
Yes, thank you. The Brigade of Blood, fighting pits, and it is located in the Forlorn Forest of Anundial.
Oh, he's in there. He's on that list too.
Yeah.
Dang! Everybody's in there.
You get the idea. Anyone attached to you, living, friends, loved ones, it's a Rakshasa's personal hunting book, so they go for people who are attached to you and close to you. So you get the idea.
Oh.
Anyone that you're currently with, their loved ones, if alive, are in that book, or dead are in that book, with locations.
Hey, really quick, what does it say about Manfred Monsosa? I'm just curious.
Yep, let me look it up. Anybody else? If you have any loved ones, we're gonna.
For Manfred Monsosa, you find it deceased.
Oh, it doesn't say like my location
Nope.
also.
It just says Manfred Monsosa deceased.
Excuse me, what does that book do?
This book is ledger of targets for an assassin. So, though you may be loosely part of our crew, I think you've become a target.
How would they know about me? I haven't even been around for 100 and some odd years. Have I?
Well,
And this is you, right?
And yeah, you see the name Baxter Ornstein von Huxley IV, previously deceased, and then it says your current location.
I mean, it's possible that we were magically spying on him. He can magically spy on us.
When I see my name on there, does it immediately show my connections? Direct, like nearby?
Yes.
If I'm not.
Yeah, it does. Give me 1 second. Oh boy!
'Cause I remember it was explained kind of like a ledger, so it has like name.
It's
location.
got names and targets for Velakash the Sly. You guys would
The
also
one
remember this
time
is
when you
called.
want all your family
You would
to be
also know this is called the Tome of the Necerius, Ogden. You would remember that. And Necerius is Asmodeus' cult that worship him. Shit, I can't find my notes.
I imagine if anybody that Baxter knows is still alive, that wherever they are is unintelligible.
Well, Airly's dead now.
Yeah, Airly would show up on there, deceased.
Ooh.
Oh.
Galen Brownloan, deceased.
Oh, that's a bummer.
So these are names that you don't really recognize. It says Copernicus, which is the Death Slod, alive.
Oh, who's that?
Jesus. Sorry, man, my notes
Sorry,
are
Justin.
disarray. No, it's okay. That's
Sorry,
what you get when you have 160 pages of notes for this entire campaign.
I also didn't realize I'd be going so deep in the paint on your notes.
It's all good.
today.
I am very glad people are actually doing more with this book, because it might be doing you guys more harm than good.
No.
Does it let them know where we are every time we open it or something?
It's a constant tracking location.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
It would see where we're at anyway. So it's better that we have it because it already knows where we're at.
Every time it opens, it lets out a slow fart.
Dang,
Like,
dang,
oh,
dang,
that's
dang,
horrible.
dang.
This book sucks.
No, the Velocash knows where we are because he just leans out a window and just goes, book!
Nice.
Get a circle of salt.
So it says James Mortimer von Huxley. Apologies, I just lost my space. This is, apologies for how kind of slow this is. So look through my notes. It says alive.
What?
And it says Victoria Ehrenhaus, deceased. And there's also no location for James.
That one makes sense. But that one, James. He should be dead. That's weird. What's the location?
Yeah, there is one.
location.
And I finally get to pull up threads I made from campaign 1. But yeah, no location.
Who should be dead? Baxter?
My brother.
You sounded like you'd maybe passed from your story, but you wanted to figure that out for sure, I guess. This is one way to find out.
Well, I mean, it's right there next to my name. Shows all the people around.
No,
Even though
yes.
I don't know any of these. Others.
Well, those are people connected to us.
They are dead.
Well, those people are dead.
Yes. You also saw names under Gerhardt Monsosa in the book, Ogden, that are written down there, and some of them, where you saw Manfred, there are others that are crossed off too now.
Like,
Should you decide to look at them.
other Monsosas?
Yes, should you decide to look at them.
Oh well.
Is Anna alive?
Are you looking?
Yeah, bring them to me. Yeah, bring all the names. Let's check in on everybody. Gosh.
Peter Monstosa is crossed off and says deceased. And
I mean, this is a heavyweight. I'm so sorry, everyone. But would you rather know or rather not know?
And Ingrid Monstosa is crossed off with deceased. And that's it for the Monstosas. The others show their location. It shows Anna Monstosa hiding out in Silger. Again, her location is not shown. So it says Silger, but not an exact pinpoint. Other names you'd recognize: Kelwyn is in the book. Deceased.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Goraxan, deceased. That name was already discovered in the book, I think.
Mhm.
All of the pirate leaders that you met at the Tidesmoot are all deceased, minus Malon Grassbladel and Archimedes Rudder. And unfortunately, one, Sigmund, is deceased in the book.
No!
not Sigmund.
So,
Pour out a
Here's-
bolt of thread for him.
this is probably going to be going back to just the other day.
Mhm.
But when Baxter looks at the book, does he see that Kawana and Gundar are there? Like they were on the list, or that
They were on the
weren't
list,
ever
and both are marked deceased.
so they were on the list.
But they died from old age, and Gundar kind of just got very ill and died as.
Was I able to tell? Am I able to tell that? Because like there were certain things that hinted at some questionable stuff.
Not particularly. It just says deceased.
They go into one category. It doesn't say.
It doesn't say how they
deceased.
died. It just says
it just
deceased.
If they've loosed the coil.
Yep.
Sorry, just as you said, Peter dead,
Ingrid.
Ingrid dead, so my mom's dead. That
Yep.
happened.
Your dad would be in there as well, and so would Wolfgang.
Okay. What about Katrin?
Oh.
My oldest sister.
Oh yeah, sorry. Both your sisters are alive.
This is amazing. I'm so.
Sorry, yeah. So it says both of them are in Silger, hiding out, but does not pinpoint an exact location.
Oh, hey. Well, good to know my sisters are alive.
But Peter, unfortunately, is deceased, and so is your mother.
All right.
I'd also like to ask Leah to the side, very softly. She's so Leah. Do you remember the names of your Druid friends?
Well, the only big one that I had was Lexi, and I know for a fact that she is past.
Yes, indeed. Okay.
There wasn't many that I kept in contact with besides her.
Oh, okay.
And
I thought maybe those connections would be.
Lee just like kind of like thinking off, and she just like,
But I do wish I could know what happened back at the Chondlewood, if they're safe. If the graves are safe there still. But that's a question for another, when we're back from hell.
Sure, yeah.
the name Lexi is still very much deceased in the book.
Oh yeah, real dead. Still real. It says very. Gotta stop looking at my fingers. Just really dead. Very
actually,
dead.
I forget? Did Ash was Ash able to like look over Ogden's shoulder while he was on the book or the
I
pages?
just so, yeah.
People?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm.
What did
pretty
it say for Dustin?
Dustin?
Yeah.
Presumably deceased.
Oh, interesting that it can presume.
I do like that.
Interesting that it can have. I'm very curious how this thing gets its information.
I bet.
It's
It's
fantastic.
just like
You know what? Forget the hells. Let's figure out how this book works.
It's from the hills. I'm pretty sure we'll find out if we go there. No getting out of this one, Eclipse. Come on, we're going on a field trip.
all right.
If you
Yeah.
guys don't mind, feel free to peruse the book. I need to be a ding dong and take 8 hours and put a spell in this amulet.
I'll say you would have been able to do that.
Is that
during
cool?
rest. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
For the sake of time and sanity and everything, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want to take time. On
Yeah.
the screen.
Yeah, it's all good.
8
all good.
hours forward. Everybody painted a fence.
Well, I suppose that information gives me some reason to tag along. That's good. Good? Question mark.
Pardon me, would you mind if I took a look at that just for a second?
Oh, this heavy book of names?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You remember Ogden, the first time you picked that book up, you had to make a saving throw.
Oh, every time I pick it up, I have to make a saving throw?
The first time you did.
Oh, well, I'll hold it for you. I don't want you getting... This won't heal. This is...
Oh dear,
Yeah.
all right.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, that wound has the hole where the book pierced you originally, has not healed yet.
Oh yeah, no, this is never going away.
Oh yeah, that'll do that.
Woo.
Yep.
Woo. It's horrible. Just goes right through.
So what's Henry looking for in the book?
His parents.
Okay. Are they?
Did you give me their names?
No, but he's gonna look them up. He's gonna look up their names.
I'll look you up. And,
Oh, cool. Let's
Yeah.
make some names up on the spot.
All right.
You're looking for
Gunter Lofferton.
Gunter.
Gunter Lofferton.
Oh, Daddy
Genevieve.
Goons.
Daddy
Gunter and
Goon.
Genevieve.
I didn't remember if I knew I had something planned for your family. I just didn't know if you gave me a name or not. It says Gunter Lofferton captured.
Locale.
Ocean. And then it says your mother's name, Esme.
Gunter and Esme Lofferton.
I'm gonna write these down in case I forget.
Wait, name the kid
These on the
Hank.
good sheet.
Name the kid Hank.
Yeah, the name of the kid Henry. Yeah.
It also says
He's very
captured.
British. Okay.
Captured Ocean.
These very British. This very
Like the
British
Cuervos?
man.
Maybe
has
he goes by
apparently-
Hal. Maybe his nickname's Hal then, instead of Hank.
They're immigrants. And they
on a Spanish island.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. A Kenku-dominated island. That's
Ooh.
what Cala de Cuervos is Kenku-dominated.
With a bunch of vampires.
Yeah, the Bellwinds.
But it says ocean as
Yeah, so
location.
captured Ocean. And then it's like the ink is almost changing. Not like quickly, but like it's in the process of being rewritten. Like they might be traveling currently.
And I gotta tell you, everyone is gonna have confused feelings about Ogden Boon delivering them all their.
Family statuses.
Oh God, I'm sweating, wearing a uniform, knocking on everyone's door with a letter. Just horrible.
And as you're like perusing the book,
Sorry.
you also find Mordecai's father's name, Ulysses Griswold, and all of his siblings, because you guys visited that little house, all with the book in your possession. All alive, and all currently just says Ocean. Same thing, traveling.
But it doesn't say captured.
Does not.
They're all just in a school.
Yeah, why not?
Well,
I mean, is it possible the book doesn't? Yeah, if you're on the ocean, it can't get a location.
I mean, what's the border on an ocean, man?
also, what
Really?
happens if
It's
you're-
like
what
all
happens
water,
if you have
man.
the book on your person? Anyways, so yeah, you guys look through all these names in the book. Henry, you look up your parents' names, and it says captured.
Well, that's quite concerning.
At least your parents are alive.
Oh! Eclipse, is there anyone you want us to look up?
Nope. Everyone I care about, besides you all, is dead.
Still gonna look up her page.
Hey,
All right,
Ogden.
you look up Eclipse of the Moon, or Eclipse. She's never shared of the moon, but it shows. It doesn't show Eclipse of the Moon. It shows Eclipse Woodlouse Clove.
Well, yeah.
And it says Jasper Clove, deceased.
Uh-huh.
It shows Durza Woodlouse, deceased. For some reason, on this page, it shows Roman Isaac, deceased. And beside her condition, it says condemned, and then her location, which is the current location of you all.
Just living my best life. You know. Everyone I love is dead. My soul is cursed.
Well, we're gonna solve that. But is everyone satisfied knowing the status of your loved ones? This is a horrible burden to bear. I will be honest.
Thank God fiends can't get into my Hallow spell then.
Yes, that's probably a good thing. What does it say for me?
Oh, well, okay.
Fiends are also listed in the book, specifically members of the Cult of Caesarius. You pull up you can find Carnifex in there.
Okay, Carnifex. Okay.
And it says worthless. And you can see like a little addition to the location. Who cares?
I'm sorry, I didn't. That's not editorial. That's me. See, that's not me saying that. Those are the words.
Fellow Cash was throwing
worthless.
shade.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's not me. I'm not editorial. I think you're at least worth your weight in gold. At least.
I'll show him who's worthless.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, get fired up. Ooh, yes, yeah.
Fired up on the way to hell. We're all ready then.
Hey,
Leah.
Ogden,
It's time for a homecoming.
if Carnifex's weight is worth in gold, why isn't Carnifex technically weightless? So aren't you just calling him worthless again?
I imagine there's some sort of density, especially as he continues to fuse with Henry. I know you both don't love that, but hey. That's where we're at.
As a former merchant, that phrase "worth its weight in gold" means something different than what you were thinking.
I don't know.
Leia,
I just
sorry.
recently had my head filled with economics, so I'm still learning.
Never mind. I was trying to remember if that spell was...
All right.
I was trying to remember if that
Well,
the transfer thing was concentration.
Hey, Ogden, before you put the book away,
Yeah, what's up?
does it say anything for the fungal lich?
Fungal lich. I wonder how specific these connections are. Let me check.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nope.
Ogden, you need like a sponge to wet your
I'm in
tongue
there.
with. You need to stop licking it.
It's a habit. It's force of habit. I was raised by a librarian.
So, are we going? I don't know what we're talking about now.
Yes, we are going now.
Alright.
Long rest. My glyphs are ready.
You know
My
what?
amulet's ready.
Just to be safe, when I come back, I'll put some protection spells on this cave so your friend Monkfish isn't, attacked while we're gone.
That sounds like a good idea.
Does sound
Very
like a really
generous.
swell
Or I
idea.
can bring him with me in the meantime, but you won't work on the ship. I'll just put a protection spell on the cave. Should
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's do that.
Alright. He holds out his hands. Everyone link hands. I haven't done this spell in a couple years, so it's gonna be fun.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
And he casts... As he's like holding hands, he kind of pulls out a little tuning fork. And, okay, if I remember this correctly, you gotta remember what plane I'm tuning this fork to. I need complete silence. If I do this wrong, we could end up somewhere else. Ding, ding, ding. Alright. And he casts plane shift, and you all get sucked through this portal. You guys feel like hooks. I'm describing it much like the portkeys in Harry Potter. You feel like a hook under your navel as it's like pulling you, and you're shifting through this like tunnel of just wormhole, this like wormhole almost. You can see the different planes passing you as you guys are going through the Great Wheel, and eventually you guys appear in the middle of a not packed, but a claustrophobic street. The floor of this street, the cobblestone, is red hot to the touch, and it burns. Anyone not wearing shoes is going to be in for a rough little time here. The walls are black iron, and a little bit red hot, black kind of haze going over everything, and you guys see fiends kind of moving around quietly, not really paying you all any attention. In the distance, towering above the city in the haze, is a massive black iron tower that probably makes Carnifex a little nervous at the sight of being back home. Numerous fiends are walking around. Thrawn's like, alright, good luck. And he just plane shifts away again. And as he plane shifts away, you all hear a voice from the shadows that says, so this must be why you've been ignoring my messages. I've been messaging the wrong body. Hey, Baxter. And that's where we're going to take a break real quick. So everyone, take a 5-minute break or so, get some drinks, go tinkle, and you guys will pick up in the city of Dis. You guys are in the Nine Hells, our second extraplanar trip, so...
Oh, my.
See you all very soon. Hey everybody, we're back beneath the tide after a break. You guys have plane shifted, with the thanks of Thrawn, who plane shifted away, into the second layer of the Nine Hells, Dis. And as you arrived, you saw these claustrophobic streets, burning hot, red hot iron for the streets, the walls, massive towers sticking out of the haze. And as you arrived, you heard a voice kind of coming from behind you saying, "Ah, so this must be why you've been ignoring my messages. I've been messaging the wrong body. Hey, Baxter."
I beg your pardon?
Does everyone turn around to see who they're...
Oh yeah. We
Who's the
voice from the shadows. I ignored the voice in the shadows.
You all turn around to see this kind of shop immediately behind you, called the Flayed Orphan. The sign is a flayed face, blood trailing down the face to make up the words. The individual.
I mean, like, with the branding, that's kind of cool branding.
Welcome to hell, folks.
The individual you'll see has ruby red skin, yellow eyes, two small black horns with jeweled rings around them, a silver ring pierced into the left nostril, black chainmail with a long coat made from human skin over top, black trousers with a belt where a long sword sits, knee-high black boots with iron blades on the toe tips. The figure is bald, but there's tattooed on the scalp is a motif of skin being flayed. The ring finger on their left hand is severed, and they're like, Well, I haven't seen you in a while. You look a bit different, Baxter.
I guess.
Wait. Is this? Is this?
I see you brought some friends with you this time.
Yep.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Didn't feel like it didn't happen. This didn't happen the last time.
Last time.
Well, we'll get to it. Apologies. And he snaps his fingers, and you see this imp appear on his shoulders. He's been spying on you for the last couple seconds. Hello. Introductions. My name is Veltarik. And your names are... I got his voice wrong. I mean, it's not Irish. And your names are...
Why do I know that name?
You guys would remember.
Eclipse?
You guys would remember. It's Baxter's infernal contact that you were told about.
Right.
Yes, I am Veltrik. You are quickly. You don't want to get seen by any of the fiends. Come into my shop, Baxter. You would know that you know this place. And he opens the door and gestures for you all to come in. You don't want to get marked by any of the fiends outside. And those of you who have
No, you don't.
So those of you who have fought a Cambion before, which is everyone but Ash and Baxter, know this to be a Cambion. Come.
I go inside.
Okay.
Baxter straightens up his back and proudly walks inside, hoping to hide his confusion.
Don't we all?
Me going to work.
He gestures towards the others still standing on the street. Well, hurry up!
Leah follows them.
All right,
Yeah, I'm coming.
Everybody else goes into the shop.
Hmm.
Okay. He closes the door behind him, moves his hands a couple times, and you guys hear numerous locks that you didn't see. Lock. All right. So, again, my name is Veltarik. I am a liaison of Baxter. You can call me his infernal liaison. My name is Veltarik. You are... He points at Ogden. What's your name?
I be alias Chet.
No, you lie. So,
I do. I'm sorry. I don't know you.
sorry. It's
I
fine.
mean, this is my first time in hell. It's so hot,
and
and
as
I'm
you
used
go-
to hot.
As you guys are looking around, the ceiling is just suspended with big meat hooks and various flesh just impaled on the meat hooks. So to ease your comforts, I sell flesh to fiends that look to have exotic meats. And because you're friends of Baxter, I see Baxter here. You have nothing to worry about. I will not sell your meat. But humanoid flesh is very well craved here by some fiends. Anyways, haha. I made this quote myself. I am Veltarik, as I mentioned. You must be... Looks at Ogden Boon.
I'm Ogden Boon.
Yes, Baxter did tell me certain individuals' names when he was... Looks at you. Not as smooth.
That was
He was wrinkly.
irresponsible of him.
When did you give people my real name, Baxter? I thought you were looking.
Oh,
to...
we're long-term acquaintances.
Yeah, I personally just met Baxter 48 hours ago.
You met the old Baxter too, I believe.
That is true. Why was the other Baxter telling random devils about me?
We have a relationship. We had a relationship.
A relationship?
Not that kind of relationship.
Mazel tov!
He was inquiring
Our
about
condolences?
things regarding a sibling, and I was helping him. Anyways,
Oh.
hi. So you must be. He mentioned someone who is grumpy all the time. You must be Ash.
I'm not grumpy. I'm a joy to be around.
You must be.
I'm a joy to be around.
You must be Eclipse. He mentioned a Tabaxi.
Yep.
Points at Leah. I have no fucking clue who you are. Points at Henry. No fucking clue who you are.
Oh, you're gonna know.
Ooh.
Ah! Well, that puts everything into perspective. And you are Smooth Baxter. I call you Smooth Baxter.
Baxter.
All right, I guess I'll take it. I'll
So-
take what I can get at this point.
What brings you all to the Nine Hells? Baxter was telling me you were interested in a replacement for the Sealan Heil to seal away the sunken lord. And I have procured such an object.
We are very well past that point.
Oh.
Yes,
So,
sorry.
what are you here for, Sen?
I'm surprised you didn't hear the news, because Asmodeus is the one that killed the Sunken Lord.
Ha!
Is that not a bigger deal?
No.
Okay, alright, fair.
Why are you down here then, if it's not for the Sealan Heil replacement? You know, I've worked really hard to get that.
Yes, and we really,
Baxter's like,
really appreciate
Baxter's
it.
like, they should be down there soon. And now, here I am, with a worthless piece of junk.
And,
Hmm.
it must
Well,
be pretty. Maybe.
Let's have a look at it. Maybe it is still useful. Okay.
Okay.
It's not useful now. It's meant to seal away one certain individual, and now it is poop. So yes, why are you here, then? If it's not for my hard work that I did?
Well,
a
we're-
few reasons.
I might have a few answers.
We are looking. Point number one, we are looking for a certain individual.
Who is that, though?
He goes by multiple names. He's a Rakshasa.
Oh, if you're hearing this, you must be looking for Velocash.
Yes, that's our good friend Velakash.
Well, I know where he is currently.
You do?
He is the warden of the Mentiri prison down there below the city.
Busy.
The warden.
Well, sort of. The old warden disappeared a while ago.
So he stepped into the power vacuum?
Yeah, the old warden, what was his name? Cumpy? Clump? Corporess? Something with a C. So... You're looking for Velocash. Why are you looking for Velocash? Not many people go looking for him, I tell you.
No.
Asmodeus gave him a new weapon to kind of, behead people specifically. Vorpal's sword, ever heard of it?
Yes, we've actually experienced it firsthand.
You could say if he rolls an attack roll of a natural 20 or a dirty 20, it beheads someone. Instantaneously.
Is it true? I thought it was just the natural 20.
Nope. If it was a natural 20, it would say critical. It says attack roll of a 20. So it's both.
Damn.
So, and why are you looking for Velocash?
We would like to
Specifically?
keep him from looking for us.
Essentially, we need to kill him for good.
Yeah.
Well, that would do a lot of us down here some favors, so... Well, I personally don't have any stakes in this whole plan that's happening with Asmodeus and all that. My lord is Despater. He lives in the tower yonder. But I also don't really like Despater either. Keep that on the down low. I serve another... Well, secretly I serve another.
Oh, this guy's trusting us a lot. This is fantastic.
You're friends of Baxter! Of course I trust. Mr. Boon.
And we
Yeah.
will not question it again.
So! Haha!
I like this guy.
Dude, I'm not
Thank
mad
you.
about it.
Hi. I'm Valtariq. So...
Valtariq.
There's Italian.
Oh. I serve the Dragon Queen. Secretly.
We know a child of hers.
Oh! Which one?
Oh, shoot.
Oh no!
Let me look up the name because I definitely 100% wrote it down. I promise.
I had my notes ready.
He might actually. This guy might actually tell you guys the stuff
Oh.
that News kept to himself.
Calvarez.
Oh! Calvarez.
Mm-hmm.
Tiamat's firstborn. That's fun.
Yeah, he's pretty interesting.
Well, are you looking to stop Asmodeus at all? Help in that whole regard?
Yes, that is point number 2.
And don't
is
worry.
to do some...
I know how he got released already. So
Wonderful.
this
We
must
can
be the
just skip that
halfling who
part.
did. This must be the halfling who did it.
And Leah is just kind of avoiding eye contact.
And Baxter actually told me that Grumpy Man is the one who released the Sunken Lord initially. So this is all wonderful things.
Alright,
Yes, it was solely
a
the Grumpy Lord.
It was a team effort, first of all.
Nope. Devil says it was the Grumpy Lord, so therefore it was the Grumpy Lord's fault.
It was a team effort.
So, you want to stop Velocash and you want to stop Asmodeus. Correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
Velocash needs to die.
Hi, Carnifex.
Yeah, he said some rough things about my friend Carnifex. He was very uncharitable.
Carnifex.
Yeah, what about it?
Why don't you remember me?
Look, I'm stuck in a ponytail here. I've got. That was a. I am more than just my very fashionable hairstyle. Anyway,
Wouldn't call it fashionable. All right. So. You want to go after Velocash then?
yeah.
Yes.
Well, do you want to travel through the streets of Dis without getting attacked by fiends?
that would be ideal.
Preferably.
So, when Baxter would come here, we would disguise him as a fiend, but that would be a lot of work because you all look rather squishy and weak and stuff. So, what I can do is I have this brand. Now, it's not permanent. It will only last as long as you're in Dis. Dis is the plane. Dis, I'm not saying this, I'm saying Dis. As long as you are in
we
Dis,
get it. Yes.
this brand will be on your skin, and it will show that you are part of my product. And he gestures towards the meat hanging on hooks. Meaning you cannot be touched unless they come to me first and offer coin. And again, friends of Baxter, him and I have a history, and I would not want to anger his, we could say, friend, maybe.
We're going to need to have clarification, re-up on the recollections of the past at some point.
I can do that right now. So, I was threatened, my first time meeting Baxter, by his friend. And now I help Baxter out, should he need any favors. I wasn't allowed to say the friend's name, though, so...
Alright.
Do you know who I speak of? Haha, no you don't. Alright.
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead!
We commend your secrecy.
Well, perhaps those of us that are willing can receive a brand and walk around freely. Do contract with another level so they know that they cannot, partake.
Oh, they cannot partake unless I give them express permission. The cost for my meat is 100 soul coins. Do you have soul coins? None of you have the currency, which is fine. Whatever. There is a rule kind of in the city that anyone trying to take my product without permission gets demoted.
That's rough.
There is this pit fiend who tried stealing some of my supply, and Despater demoted him into a lemure. So,
all the way?
All the way down. Ha!
All the way.
I remember when I was a lemure. Anyways, so
I don't like thinking about it.
maybe you'll be one again soon. So,
Hopefully not.
So, this brand, again, will just signify that you're owned by me. But the brand will only protect you in the city, not in the Iron Tower. Mortals going into the Iron Tower, not a good idea. Carnifex, you would know that. Also, it does not protect you in Mentiri, the prison. Mortals go into the prison, bad times. So, sneaky is the way to go down there. But don't worry, Mentiri is big, 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 big. So, if you're quiet and sneaky, you should be fine. If you have a habit of touching things that you shouldn't touch, that also might be a bad idea. Also, are you serious about wanting to take down Asmodeus? That would be very cool. Oh! Also, telepathic speech, not a good idea down here. Archdevils can listen in to all telepathic means of communication.
Bummer.
In the Nine Hells.
I just have a quick, just a hot cue for you.
Also,
real quick.
Mr. Boon, I think you forgot to roll your portents for today.
No, I did.
Wonderful.
I'll be honest. If I had any sort of connection to a master deity of this entire structure, perhaps someone in charge of the narrative, I sent them a message on some sort of discordian media.
That makes sense.
Yeah, who knows? But we'll see. I sent them a couple messages about what I had prepared for today. But I can tell you if you'd like to know.
No, I'm good. I got it.
I got
I believe the individual you spoke of got it. So are you all serious about dealing with both Velikash and Asmodeus?
Yeah. Also,
you're halfway there at least.
question
Well, partially there. Quarter of the way there already. Pointing at Leah. 'Cause
Way?
Yeah, what she has. It's a quarter of the way there.
Wait, what?
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 Me?
No, Leah. He meant at Leah. He points at Leah. She has something that is required, which is fun. You see it? Do you see it? He's pointing at the staff on her back.
The staff?
Yes.
I do try to put the fun in fun, guy.
Doesn't that have parts of the wand of Orcus on it?
Yes.
The head of Orcus from the
It's
staff.
not the head of Orcus, it's his wand. It's his head from his wand. Got it when the fungal lich killed Orcus during the fall of the Worldbreakers. Any of you know that story? It's
yeah, of course, yeah.
It's partial.
Come on, we all know the fall of the world.
It's very important to taking down Asmodeus. The artifacts of the Worldbreakers are the key to doing it. That's why he sealed them away.
Oh. Would you care for just, a revisional summary?
Sharing the link with a person who's got a photographic memory in character.
Okay. Well. The Worldbreakers were sealed away. And they each have artifacts required from each of them. And those artifacts are tied to each of the Worldbreakers and are each kind of hidden away in different planes of existence, sealed away when Asmodeus sealed them away. So, for example, the artifacts are the Mantle of Mourning, which was crafted from the hide of the sunken lord himself. That lies in the Morning Shores, which is actually fun to think about. The Morning Shores is actually a chunk of the Far Realm, displaced into, well, fun stuff.
I love knowledge too, I get it.
The next artifact is the Crown of the Spider Queen, which is Lolth's kind of artifact. And that lies in the demon web pits of the Abyss. It's a crown. You put it on your head. The other ones are Runuman, which is the staff of the fungal lich. Now, I see you have the staff now. Did you all go to Minoros? It's the third layer of the Nine Hells. Did you all go there already? No? Well, that's where the staff is.
Hag.
Hag.
No.
Well,
Given to me by the fungal lich.
okay. Well, the staff might need to be blessed by his actual essence that was sealed away in Minoros, the third layer of the Nine Hells. Minoros is like a massive bog, a swamp, plain of the Nine Hells. So that's interesting. You'll have to go there to probably get it blessed to get its full potential. Then there's Bahamut's Bane. Do you know what that is?
Oh.
Well, Bahamut's Bane is Tiamat's kind of artifact, and it is a dagger made from her own teeth. And you can find that where Tiamat has been sealed away by Asmodeus in the first layer of the Nine Hells, Avernus. I'll be posting all of this into the group chat at the end of the session. And
I think so.
Oh, he's back. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Yes.
briefly. And the final artifact is called Calamitous. And Calamitous is a ring found inside of Atropis. And Atropis is in the Shadowfell and is one of the Shadowfell's living moons, named Atropis. Yes?
This is all very helpful information.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Then once all the artifacts are gathered, each of these Worldbreaker gods will give you a task to power said artifact completely, thus making you the champion of said Worldbreaker until Asmodeus is once again destroyed.
Alright, hold on. Again, appreciate the assistance.
Yes.
Mr. Tariq.
Okay.
I'm not sure what name basis we were on earlier.
Full names.
Nah. Well, this seems like very valuable information. How did you come across it?
I've studied the history of the Worldbreakers extensively,
Oh.
and Tiamat's kind of also given me the information. As one of the Worldbreakers who was sealed away by Asmodeus.
Oh. And Baxter's just gonna be like,
So, luckily you have one of the artifacts already, and that means the Fungal Lich has chosen his champion. But the staff still needs to be powered, if I am correct, so you'd have to head to Minoros to do that. Now, you are in quite a strategic location currently. You're already in the Nine Hells, and travel between the different layers is relatively easy if you know who to talk to. Avernus is the first layer, so that's one layer up. Then you have Minoros, that's one layer down. Now, for Avernus, you might want a little bit of transportation. It's a wasteland, where the blood war is currently going on quite extensively. The blood war between devils and demons. That's why devils don't like to be called demons.
Yep.
So, now, when you go to Avernus, it's a wasteland. The river Styx runs very much through it. Don't drink from it. Don't fall in it. It'll feeble-mind you instantly. Now, if you are in Avernus, seek out one of my close friends there, named Mad Maggie. Mad Maggie, tell her Vel Tariq sent you. She knows who I am. When I'm in Avernus, she lends me one of her infernal machines. A big vehicle-like instrument that is powered by souls. It'll help you travel the wasteland, one of these infernal machines, should you find yourselves there. Minoros, however, is a swamp, so have fun. My tips are just have fun walking through a swamp the entire time.
Probably gonna need a fan boat at that point.
Done it plenty of times before.
So yeah, just tell if you end up there, tell Mad Maggie that Velperik sent you. Watch out for some of the more dangerous individuals there. Nice mustache. You might want to look out for someone called Bell. B-E-L. He's a pit fiend. He owns a tower in Avernus. You also might want to look out for, well, Tiamat's there. A bunch of other individuals that aren't so, you don't want to run into. Tiamat does have her own little group of worshippers down there, but you don't want to tangle with them. But if you tell them the reason you're there, then everything should be fine. Minoros, however, don't have much information about that place. I don't go down there. But if you find yourselves in Avernus looking for Bahamut's Bane, that dagger, tell Mad Maggie that I sent you, and she should lend you an infernal machine. So I hopefully one of you are good at, handling boats, vehicles, that sort of thing. But once you're done with Velocash, you can come back here. I can help you get to one of those layers. And I can lend you soul coins, should you need to purchase anything while down here in the Hells, as well as power the vehicles. You need soul coins to power the vehicles, unfortunately.
Okay.
And nothing you carry on yourselves currently will be of interest to any devils you come across. They only take soul coins.
Okay.
Really? They don't barter for anything?
Nope. The currency down here is soul coins.
How do we get some soul coins?
I will lend those to you once you come back from Velocash.
But wait, the things that we'd be buying with soul coins are worth soul coins.
Down here.
Right? Well, yes. So aren't there things we could sell for soul coins?
You could try.
Alright, I'm just wondering.
But I'd lend you a starting fund at some point.
I mean, I'd appreciate that. I'm just wondering if we get in a pinch.
Hypothetical question.
Hypothetical answer.
Say someone had died and
Okay.
part of their soul
Oh, so
was claimed.
that's why you stink a little.
Excuse me?
Oh, fiends can tell if someone's soul is claimed by another fiend.
She has had a lot of eggs recently.
No, her soul's claimed by Velocash.
I haven't had any eggs in weeks on them.
So what's your question?
Oh.
Still just a hypothetical question.
Okay.
If that person, killed the one who had a claim on their soul, what would happen? Just want to make sure.
It would nullify the contract most likely, and the soul would probably go back. It depends. It's all kind of fluid. It depends on how the original contract was made. It depends on how the soul was claimed. Every contract is different. Sometimes if you void a contract, the contract shifts over to the person who voided it, etc., etc. And luckily, claps his hands together with this weird joy, dying down here doesn't have to be it. Sometimes you might get lucky, and when you're dying, a fiend might reach out to kind of bolster your chances of coming back for a price, and sometimes some fiends will even be willing to resurrect someone without any... Say someone, for example, going against Velocash, someone loses their head and no one can bring someone back who'd lost said head. Some fiends would be willing to make a contract to reach out to another fiend to perform something called a true resurrection, to bring back the person who is killed, again for a price. Bringing people back from the dead, the price is usually a soul, that is given over at a certain point in life. Generally, most fiends want your soul when you're experienced enough, older. Your soul is worth more when you've had more experience and stuff.
Interesting.
So if any of you die, and you want to be reckless, you could always make a deal with the devil.
Hold on.
Oh, hello.
Does that mean that my soul looks kind of juicy, considering?
Not right now. No.
Alright.
The other soul was quite
Just wanted
juicy.
to make sure, because from what I've heard, I've been around for a while.
You have.
Alright.
Very interesting. This didn't happen the last time to one of your... Never mind. So, I was also not told to talk about that either. So... Yeah! What do you guys say? Do you want to tackle these artifacts? Do you want to kill Velikash and then kill Asmodeus? This will be a way to kill Asmodeus and not have him discorporate back to the Nine Hells. There's a whole process involved, but you'll have to speak to the one more knowledgeable about it than I am. And that would be Tiamat, the one who will vie for control over the Nine Hells instead of Asmodeus. She hates Asmodeus. She wants the Nine Hells to herself, so...
I do have a couple things.
Hello.
First off, number one, you don't put a bumper sticker on a Ferrari, so I'm not
Don't know what that
stoked
means.
about that brand. I'm not stoked about. I'd almost finished what I was
I
saying.
am so sorry.
Not stoked about it. Two, how can we enrich you? You've been so kind to us, giving us so information. Is there a way we can further your brand here?
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Okay. Now we're talking. What's
so
that?
if Tiamat does take control of the Nine Hells away from Asmodeus and he is destroyed, that means most of his followers are either going to be destroyed in the process, and it could shake up the leadership of the Nine Layers. I would very much like to sit in that tower that you saw outside. So, if you could sort of put in a good word to Tiamat when she takes over, if she takes over, that would be most obliged.
Okay.
And once that happens, I might be in line for a promotion. And I'd very much like to be a pit fiend, so...
Oh, but you're just so charming in your current form.
I know, but I want to be a pit fiend.
Alright.
Bitfiend shape change?
Yes, they can, I think.
Yeah, Carnifex is just like, he can be whatever kind of appealing in whatever form he wants if he gets to be a pit fiend. That'd be a promotion.
Thank you, Conifex. Any questions, though?
I suppose we better get down to branding, then.
It doesn't hurt or anything, it's just sort of like a mark to show that he points to the meat on the hooks. One of them. Again, no one's gonna eat you unless you want to be eaten. Then I can happily, arrange that. But
I believe that... Oh, go on.
No, no, go ahead.
go ahead.
I believe this brand will need to be somewhere visible.
No,
Yes.
I can
No?
I put it on the arm usually.
So it could be covered and they would still know?
Yes,
Alright.
I generally
Sounds
put it
good.
on. I generally put it on the arms though.
Alright. Let's not break with the tradition, then.
I was going to ask, I'm curious, if you think this would hold up, and Ash will just like run a hand over his face and make his just head mirror his.
Probably not. A lot of devils down here have true sight, so they can see through stuff like that.
Alright, good to know. Alright, brand me up, buddy.
Alright! And he grabs onto your arm where the ring finger's cut off, like on his finger. So he grabs you with his less complete hand. And a little mark appears on your arm. That is literally just the insignia of the sign out front. The flayed face.
Alright, well.
Anyone
next
else?
in line.
Who's next?
I've been branded once before, and I'll just stick my arm out.
And he does it to you. Who's next?
Speaking of which, do I have I don't have any remains of the Acacia Grove tattoo at all, do I?
You do not.
Cool.
Alright, Baxter. And he does it to you. Who's next?
Excellent. Like a band-aid.
I'm not one to argue with the rest of the crew, so here we go.
Cool. And he does it to you. Doesn't hurt or anything. Anyone else? I believe there's 2 more. I need Mr. Ponytail and you. And he points at Leah.
She'll walk up to him and like put her hand out towards him.
All right. He brands you.
Yeah. Carnifex is over there, just like, Henry is over there. Well, both. They're over there muttering to each other, and he's like, "All right, I'll do it. All right, here you go. Let's do it quickly."
He grabs onto your wrist and puts the brand, and there's no pain whatsoever.
You said it would hurt.
So. Oh, sorry. And you can see one of the ears on his coat is wriggling a little. Stop it. So, do you know how to get to the prison?
Do
No.
I?
Do we have?
Carnifex
Can we
probably.
get a map?
Carnifex never went to the prison.
I think we're going to need quite a bit of a download of information in order to properly guide ourselves through here.
If you had a map, I could look at it
Spigot!
once.
Spigot! The imp's like, what the fuck do you want? Could you guide them to the entrance to the prison, please? Take the fun route. You know the one the fiends don't go down? The disposal one, yes, the disposal one. So,
Why do we spend so much time crawling and shit?
it's not crawling through shit, you're crawling through meat.
That sounds worse somehow.
Haha! No, I'm not going to tell him his father's down here. So,
Who?
what? So, Spigot here, the imp, he's going to show you how to get to the prison.
Alright, well, should we get a move on then? We do have quite a bit to do, and it is hot.
Just a reminder, telepathic speech can be listened into by archdevils.
How about, the spell I know, message?
That can also be detected by archdevils.
Really?
Yes.
Any
Sort of non-verbal communication spells detected by the archdevils that control the lair. And Despater is very loyal to Asmodeus, so
And
know-
like the sending spell?
yes.
Yeah, but what if we whisper real soft?
Well, that's fine. If you whisper real soft, but any sort of telepathic communication like that is subject to being listened into.
So I imagine there's a pretty decent, paper correspondence business, perhaps?
Not really.
In these areas? No. Alright.
A lot of the fiends down here don't really feel like they need to hide things from the others, the archdevils. They don't want to. Fiends don't want to get demoted.
It's true.
It's one of the worst things. There's being destroyed, then there's being just demoted back to a Lemure, and no one wants to be demoted back to one of them.
Yep. It's also like, following laws and rules and stuff is kind of like part of our core essence and being, so
Yes.
it's not like we can,
They like to follow rules and contracts to a T. We love contracts.
Yeah, we do.
Alright. Well, I suppose, do we have all of the information then? We're going to have his familiar guide us, and
Velikash also is with someone else down there in the prison currently. A little boy, and then there was someone else with them.
What about Joseph? Have you heard about Joseph?
That's the
It
little
would probably
boy.
be the little boy.
Yeah. Have you heard? Is he okay? Oh shit! I can look in my book.
Where did you get that?
I stole it from someone.
Get rid of it.
Why?
That's Asmodeus's tome. The tome of Necerius.
Yeah.
Track anyone. Now he knows that I might be associated with you all. So that's great.
Well, we've done it. I mean, if you want to, I throw it on the counter. Do you want to torture right now, or?
yeah, he would have known about it
a little-
regardless, so it's actually good it was brought out, yes?
Yes, at least now you can prepare. I've done us all a favor.
It wasn't supposed to come back down here, though.
But it is,
Oh.
and we can maybe destroy it right now.
And you guys watch as it just disappears.
What?
Yeah, that's a devil's book in hell.
You should not be as excited as you are about that, Ogden.
No, that wasn't a good what. Maybe we don't know each other as deeply as well as...
You guys, so, you guys all have a way out of here, right? A way out of the Nine Hells?
Shh.
Mm-hmm.
Spell scroll. And what if that doesn't work?
Well, we could always stay down here until Ogden can cast it.
There's
Just
also
grind.
you also
Just do
might
some grinding.
you also might get lucky and find a portal. There are portals. So you might be lucky and find a portal that leads to other planes of existence down here as well.
Or some idiot could accidentally summon us. Look, alright, I'm getting the feeling that... Never mind.
Well, I'll be waiting you all in Avernus. I think I'm gonna hide out with Tiamat. I think.
Before you go, perhaps we can have a little one-on-one, since there were some things you did not want to bring up in front of the others.
Oh, I'm not allowed to bring it up, at all. Not even to you.
No. Well, darn, I guess this is goodbye. I barely know thee.
Hi, welcome to the Flayed Orphan.
Welcome and goodbye. And Baxter will just start to walk out.
Spigot, go with them. And the imp kind of flies ahead to the door. It's like, come on, you fuckers, let's go.
Follow them out.
If Spigot dies, I'll be very sad. If he dies down here, he's gone. So please don't kill my familiar.
We will.
I hadn't
do our
thought about
best.
it until now.
I thought about it a little.
Carnifex, I've always wanted to try a spell out on you, but now you're in the human vessel, and it should be so much fun.
Can we test out spells after Asmodeus is dead?
That, who knows when that will be. Alright, the prison. Yes, he was with another individual in there. They're both planning on doing something to the child, turning him into something. Like a fiend or something. This whole ritual about needing innocent blood and stuff like that. The heart of an innocent. That's right. So they probably want to kill the kid you're looking for. So it's a good thing you came when you did. Also, I hope the name Monroe Pigson rings a bell. That's who she's with right now. Bye bye. And Veltaric just plane shifts.
Baxter's already outside, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the imp's flying down the street, not waiting for anybody.
Everyone, it's leaving.
So you guys are traveling in Dis for the first time, and as you guys are walking, Baxter is already blocks ahead of you, even though he hadn't left that far before. And it looks like he's following the imp, and he looks like he's about to round a corner, and you guys are all...
Yeah, no, I'm running. I'm running after you.
Right,
Yeah.
you guys are running after, and
Yeah.
you catch up in a matter of like a split second. You're just right beside him.
Oh, whoa.
And that's traveling through Dis for you. And no matter where you go, it looks like that tower is always super close. It doesn't look like it's moving at all. It's like it's constantly within reach.
Is it kind of a similar effect that I saw when Machine was floating in the air?
No,
or
this is
that was
this
just
is entirely
exponential?
different. This is entirely different.
Cool.
This is like a
Optical illusion?
constant Zolly, like in the movie Jaws.
Yeah, it's also like the city feels infinite, like it never ends. And that tower, again, no matter where you go in the city, that tower is always going to be in the same place in the sky. It's never going to change its orientation or anything. It's always going to be looming over you, kind of giving you that feeling you're being watched.
Until you get like right up next to it.
Not even. Yes, sorry, yes. But otherwise, it's always within never looks like it moves. And the imp's just like, come on, let's go.
We're
Hey,
coming.
we're coming.
And as you guys are like walking down these very narrow streets, you see other fiends kind of walking by, like brushing up past you, not even giving you all like a moment's any hesitation and nothing. You see one devil, kind of two devils walking side by side. They got like purplish skin, weird tentacles for beards. They're holding glaives. Carnifex know these to be bearded devils, and they're just walking along going, and they're just walking past. Anyone who knows Inferno would know the bearded devils say, fresh meat. They just walk past. You see another kind of devil kind of perched on a gibbet, and inside the gibbet is a human just having their eyes pulled out slowly with like a little tiny trident. And you see a devil, it's maybe this big, it's a spine devil, and it's just pulling out the eyes slowly like
Baxter remembers. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Baxter remembers the spiced realm at this point. Just like, what is this? he starts pouring it into his flask.
All right, you pour,
Carnifex is just like,
you pour it into the flask, and it's surprisingly hot.
It's fine.
And what's up?
Warm spiced rum?
I was gonna say, Carnifex just goes, oh, I interned as one of those for a bit. Yep.
Paid or unpaid?
Working hard or hardly working, pal?
Both.
Yeah, keep it on.
Want an eyeball?
No, we don't. TGIF, am I right?
Yeah. And the spine devil goes back to like fluttering around the cage and like poking the individual with the trident.
Good times.
And then you guys keep walking, and you turn another corner, and you see this hulking, black dragon-like looking fiend. And Carnifex would know this to be one of the Abishai. And,
Oh, those are
yeah. And it's just like
one of those someday.
cannot be turned into an Abishai.
yeah,
Totally
those are
different thing.
specific.
Yes.
Those are Tiamat specific. If I remember correctly.
Correctamundo. And it's just like, and just kind of, and it's about 7.5 feet tall, and it just as it's walking past, it kind of just walks past, and it just flicks Ogden in the face with its tail, just.
Oh, do I?
And
Do I?
as you guys know,
Curse upon all your enemies, sir.
same to you. And apologies for the tail.
Fuck you very much. Have a good day.
And it just keeps walking. And eventually you guys come to this alleyway, or another like a connection of alleyways. It's just really discordant and really hard to kind of maneuver. You get the idea if you did not have this little guide with you, you guys would be lost to all fucktown essentially. And Big is like, hey, this way, past the blob. Just lift up a skin fold. And it kind of flies over, and you see this massive hunk of just flesh, blubberous, almost melting flesh. Of it, like, it looks like a humanoid, but the flesh is just, there's like hundreds of just folds and layers, very pink, just kind of sitting in this kind of alleyway conjunction. And
Baxter immediately just puts on a glove, lifts it up, and goes.
oh, there's a lot to lift up, so everyone's gonna have to contribute to this. So
Yeah.
Spigot's like, this is an upper bow. You can be demoted into one of these too. Yeah, lift up a fold, and he kind of just flies underneath it.
Ghost Lantern, Mage Hand, both of those.
Mage Hand would not have enough strength to lift that up.
Not even the 20 pounds worth with a Ghost Hand and a Mage Hand? Or the Ghost Lantern and Mage Hand? More than 20 pounds? Oh god, there's so much.
Sure, that'll work.
There's
That'll
so
work.
much.
Yeah, two mage hands kind of come up and just lift up the skin folds, and as you lift them up, just like strands of mucus and sweat kind of just pull apart, and it stinks like all death. Like, just smells the worst thing. And the individual, it's as you're like lifting up its skin folds, it's just like.
Do me a favor.
Carnifex, you call this place home?
Yeah, what? You judging my place of residence?
Yes,
A little bit.
The thing smells like when you put your finger in your belly button if you haven't showered in 2 days. That's what it smells like.
It's essentially
where
what
do
it
you
smells like.
Where do you think that smell got invented?
Oh.
Yeah, we work hard down here.
I suppose that is a good bit of history for you then, Ogden.
Respect. No, I love history. All right. Pens it.
Who do you think invented Mondays?
You son of a bitch. Respect.
Not me, personally. I can't claim that.
So,
You're just an archduke now.
so lifting up all these skin folds, anyone who's not a halfling essentially is going to have to crawl on their hands and knees underneath these lifted up skin folds.
Yeah.
You ever see the like going down the stairs? Going down the set of invisible stairs. Ash does that, but he's just getting shorter.
Okay.
Rush.
Just so you guys know what you just lifted up, basically.
Oh.
A nupper bow. Napera bow. And it looks like, as you guys are like kind of like crawling through it, its head can't reach because there's so much just like flesh, but it's like trying to like reach and like take a bite out of every single one of you as you pass under it. Like it's constantly tormented to just be hungry all the time. It's just like and like a bunch of saliva is like dripping out of its mouth as you all kind of crawl under it. And yeah, you all kind of crawl under it.
I'm just like putting my mouth behind.
Lots of prestidigitations were cast that day.
Carnifex, I'll give the details of this devil because Carnifex would know. It is immune to fire and poison, just in case you encounter more of them. Resistant to acid, cold, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks that aren't silvered. And as you all are kind of crawling under it, I do need everyone to make Constitution saving throws.
Uh-oh.
From this
That's
cloud
fair.
of just like biting flies that also swirl around it from its stink.
Uh-oh.
Alright, Baxter, what'd you get?
12.
Success! Henry, what'd you get?
6.
That's a fail. Ash, what'd you get?
16.
That's a success. Leo, what'd you get?
18.
Success. Eclipse.
13.
Success. Ogden Boon.
19 passed.
19. So, who did I say failed? Henry. Henry, you take from these flies, you're crawling under, and you get the idea Carnifex just doesn't want to help you in this moment. He wants to kind of suffer a little bit. And a bunch of these flies kind of just like land on your skin and they start like biting into you, and you take 4 points of piercing damage.
Ow! 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 Oh, these are terrible! Oh dear! Oh no!
Everybody else like passes through safely, but the flies kind of just congregate on Henry and just like
Skin is just so thin.
chomping into him.
So thin, so pale.
What else? Yeah, and this thing is like, it's trying to eat every single one of you as you all pass under it. The best way to describe one of these things is just nauseating bulk. And you all kind of crawl out from the underside of it. And you see Spigot kind of hiding by this little gate. It's about maybe 3 feet tall, 5 feet wide. And you get the idea this Nupribobo was put here for a reason, to block this access point off. And the entire ground of this area is just discarded pieces of flesh that this thing has eaten and then just tossed behind it. Or expelled out of an orifice behind it. And he's like, yeah, this is the way!
I think I'm going to keep these on, and Baxter has both his gloves on, just constantly casting prestidigitation.
Okay. So, this is where I leave you.
The
excuse me.
prison is that way?
Oh, it's at the gate.
Okay.
Oh yeah, sorry. Only fiends can open the gate. And I don't have enough
So-
strength to do it. I'm an imp.
Is there any other way in?
He points at Henry. He can open it.
Yeah, I got it.
And the imp kind of flutters up and lands on the head of the Nupperbone, starts like poking it, like just making fun of this thing because it can't catch him. Okay. Good luck, everyone. when you're ready to leave, I will meet you all right here.
Wonderful.
I can just wait here. I'll just wait here. I like to mess with this.
Thank you.
I like to mess with this guy anyway.
Wondrous.
Yeah, the imp goes invisible. Okay. Whenever you're ready.
All right, Henrifex will walk over to the wall, over to the gate.
Okay. Yeah, it looks much. It's like a rounded kind of. Looks like a sewer grate.
Mm-hmm. Push it open.
All right, you push it open, and you feel like this kind of burn to your hand, like it's checking for something. You get the idea if a non-fiend touched that, it would deal the immolation spell. So you touch it, and there's like that little burn sensation, and it registers that there's a fiend in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And the gate.
Just to help, I summon the chains wrapped around, just burst out and wrap those around my hand.
The gate swings inward, and you guys see maybe a good 5 foot long crawl space that's 3 feet tall, 5 feet wide, and then immediately at the end of the crawl space looks like there's a ladder going down. And there's just disposed meat all over this corridor from this Nuperabo.
Why is everything so?
And based on the floor of the city, because the city is all red hot metal, the walls and the floors, that meat is just cooking on the.
So it kind of has like almost a sweet smell.
It's
meat
like,
cooking.
It's meat. It's rotten, expelled, digested meat that's cooking.
It's rotten. There's no caramelization happening.
And you even look where you expect the bottom of that Nuperabo should be cooking. Again, I'm immune to fire, so it's not taking any fire damage. Leah, have you put your shoes back on yet since you've been down here?
I switched out from the mushroom to the plain brown ones when we were sneaking through the city.
So, okay.
No more jingle jangle.
Anyone who's barefoot, though, is going to take fire damage. So, yeah, the grate opens, you can see that tunnel, and there's a ladder about 5 feet away.
What does this look like to anyone else? This is kind of strange, right? What kind of fiend would need to, and why?
Maybe it's a secondary entrance?
I'm just gonna say that I'm pretty sure that if you ever ask a question of why down here, the answer is usually because it's horrible.
That's a good idea. That's a good answer. You hear from the invisible imp, still on the Nupero's head, and it's trying to like catch him, still like.
So would this be a valid exit? Is what I'm kind of getting at, or do we need to find an exit before we?
That's why we led you guys here. It's a good exit
Yeah,
too.
no, yeah. The imp said he's waiting for us to come back out this way.
Yep.
All right.
Get in, assassinate a prison warden, get out.
You make that sound so easy, Conifex.
In the hell we call this justice reform.
State sanctioned matter?
Let's not say sanctioned.
No, it is by Tiamat.
That's what's happening in the prison.
I'd like to take an action to see invisibility. You see creatures.
Yeah, you see the imp sitting on the Nuperobo's head. Nearby, you don't see anything else though. Just the imp kind of sitting on the thing's head and like kind of poking it on top of the head, and like, can't catch me, can't catch me.
I'm gonna light up the drift globe and start climbing down the ladder.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What is the climbing order? We are getting to the end of the session, so I just need to know what the climbing order is, basically to get an idea for what's happening next week.
I guess I'm going first.
Okay, so Eclipse. Who's behind Eclipse?
Henrifex will go second with their dark vision.
Okay. It looks like there is light coming up from the ladder, so it looks like torches and everything like that won't be needed. But for this crawl space, light couldn't hurt. You just see more gore and expelled digested material from this Nuperabo just caked in this corridor. So you get an idea, maybe many people don't want to come up this way anymore because of that gore. Who's behind Henry?
No one wants to go next.
I'll go behind Henry.
Alrighty, who's behind Leah?
I'll go there.
Alright, that leaves
Ogden
Ash.
will go there.
That leaves Ash and Baxter.
After you, Mr. Boon.
Oh
No,
no,
wait.
I'm in.
Sorry, Mr.
Already in.
Huxley? Mr. Huxley? Is that your last name? There we go. I had to work my way through them. Or I couldn't tell if the fourth, Mr. the Fourth. That wouldn't be right.
Von Huxley, it's fine.
Oh, right, Von Huxley.
Junior.
Right. Either way,
Call
after
him
you.
Junior.
Sure. And I don't know if you did this on purpose, because Ash is who Ash is, but Baxter's essentially just cleaning the entire floor for you as he goes.
Man, Baxter
That's a
should
nice
have gone
benefit.
first.
No, Ash
So
was
I think prestidigitation would clean up like the blood splatters and the fecal matter, but in terms of going to like the big chunks of like rotting meat, I don't think it would just clean those out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like any of the like ooze and goo
The ooze is
going to be
disappearing as you're-
gone,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like dirt and like
But the
flakes.
yes, but
But
the massive
chunks? Nah.
the chunks of meat and fecal matter remain.
Yeah, those are no problem though.
So yeah, Henry is Baxter is behind Ogden. Ash is bringing up the rear. All right. So Eclipse, you guys are all crawling through this shithole. Eclipse, you come up to the end of it, and there's a ladder going down, and it looks like it goes down into what looks like a disposal room for bodies. Looking down this ladder, you can see bodies just kind of piled up, and all of them headless.
Oh, our good friend has been at it again.
And you can some of the bodies, the fresher ones that are on top, one is of a goblin who wore similar kind of clothes to Grump. Right on top.
You know, I didn't really love Crump, but like he was a member of the family, and so it hurts.
And the ladder looks like it's about a 15-foot descent into this room. And the bodies, it stinks. Like there's the smell of like rotting flesh. Like some of these bodies have been down here for
Why you gotta pull my
possibly
heartstrings?
hundreds of years. Like
Why
there's
you
a
gotta
big
do this
pile.
to me, Justin?
I don't know.
Why?
Eclipse.
Um,
Is there something wrong?
no, it just looks like there might be a friend down there.
It's a terrible place to end up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little surprised to see him down here in the first place. Oh no, he was captured. Yeah, let's keep going. We need to find Relicash.
Okay, so Eclipse, you start climbing down the ladder. Everyone else kind of follows. The ladder is gore-free, by the way. And as you all kind of climb down, yeah, you all who were not told by Ogden or Eclipse, yes, and aside from Baxter, Henry, Ash, and Leah see the recognizable body of Grump kind of on top of this pile, beheaded. Recognizable outfit, wearing an amulet that he made of pipshin, kind of around his neck. Well, around the stump of the neck, unfortunately. The other bodies are just very decomposed and rotting. There are other fresh bodies here. Kelvin's body is here. You can recognize Kelvin's body, kind of shoved away in a corner. It's decomposing, essentially, at this point. He was undead, but not undead. He was damp here, so... wasn't undead, but his body is starting to rot a little bit, and you can recognize what he used to wear his outfit. There are recognizable bodies in this pile, specifically for Ash if he's looking intently. Or not even intently, passive perception would pick up the familiar outfit of Peter and your mother in this pile.
Ash, you doing okay?
Well, that's my mom.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Grieving later, bloodlust now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Real quick question.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a knife I could borrow?
Pull out my silver knife.
Ash will kneel down to each of the people he recognizes.
Would be Grump, Sigmund, yeah, Kelwyn, Peter, and Ingrid.
All right, he will. Anyone have an ink pen?
Ink pen.
Yeah, we'll take them.
Just got everything.
And yeah, Ash is gonna kneel down with the knife and go through the macabre process of taking the pinky finger off of each of them and labeling it with the ink pen.
Okay.
And then putting them in his bag. When he notices everyone looking, he's gonna go. Resurrection spells require a piece of the person.
Oh.
If we successfully take down Asmodeus, I imagine that asking for a few resurrections won't be out of the question.
You'd also remember, just out of things, there are healers that still exist in the world, Eclipse, all sorts of places that will heal people for a fee and bring them back.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you could be nice to Noose.
If we ever
Noose,
find him, Garrett!
Noose wouldn't have that spell current.
Not yet, no.
No, but
Yeah,
yes.
eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah.
But
He's doing his own journey.
However,
Take some salt and put it in that wound.
when he gets to our dampier friend, we'll just kneel over him and just kind of like look in a general upward direction,
Okay.
and then say, if there's any archdevils looking for a soul, you may want to ask this one, given that he doesn't have a lot to lose at the moment. And just step back for a second and just wait to see if anything happens.
A chill runs down your spine. Only you, no one else.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the sense your words were heard. And that's all I'll say for right now.
Ash is like reaching down to the knife to take his finger, and then he just pulls it back and stops.
Okay.
I'll grab that one on the way out.
Okay.
Leave that one intact.
Yeah, you're all looking around. There are, again, for everyone here. Mine is Baxter, I think. There are recognizable, unfortunately, corpses. The ones of your friends and everything. Kelwyn's is really the only one, and Goraxan's, his is, both of their bodies are rotting, essentially. All the pirate organization leaders, they've been down here for, you can probably guess, is about a year, maybe 2, at the most. They're decomposing. But the Monstrosities, Grump, Sigmund, both of those are relatively fresh.
This is a bit meta.
Yeah.
But do any of them see Malon?
Malon's name in the book was not crossed out.
He's alive.
Okay.
Yeah, that was already discussed this session.
Sorry, missed it. Thank
Actually, you all do recognize another body, kind of wearing familiar, colorful robes you've seen before. You see the body of one older Baxter Ornstein von Huxley IV down here. Decapitated.
Baxter, you might want to see this.
No, what's going
And
on?
I'm just gonna show him the body of his past life.
It's missing a knuckle of its finger because it cast that spell that one time for us.
Correctamundo.
Does any of the stuff look familiar?
Unfortunately,
That it's weird.
probably not. Probably not.
Are you sure this is me?
Yeah, pretty sure. He's even missing a part of his finger.
Well, let's see what I've got. Belongs to me anyway. And he's gonna start digging around.
You don't find anything, but you find a familiar book.
Baxter pulls out his book. and pulls
Identical.
out-
Nearly identical. There are differences to it.
He's gonna put them both away.
Okay.
And that was everything.
Yep. It looks like
Back-
everything else might have been taken off of his body.
Yeah. Baxter's just gonna take notes on like how his body might have changed.
Very wrinkly.
Yeah, and like kind of
Any
maybe
liver
what.
spots?
Yeah.
But there is also a door here. It's made of solid iron and it's red hot, much like the rest of this place. And you get the sense, again, anyone who may have fiendish heritage can open that door safely without any issues.
Chains around the hand. Go open.
Alright.
Open the door.
You open the door and it opens silently, and as you touch it and open it, that kind of burn, the red hot, kind of dissipates. And as the door opens, there's an overwhelming stench of blood and fresh meat. The room you're in is kind of rot, but the next room is fresh meat and blood. And you see cages everywhere in the next room, and there's a chair kind of set up facing the south wall, but you can't see what the chair is facing on that wall. But in the center of the room, this is all you see. A chair facing the south wall and a bunch of cages.
Is there anything in the cages?
You can't see from here. At least the cages you can see don't have anything in them. You'd have to step into the room to get a better look. And on the other side of the room, past that chair, on the adjacent wall, is another door that's red hot. And the chair you see, is a rather ornate... the chair is a rather ornate and elegant looking armchair, like a throne that someone would sit in to just kind of admire things. Like when a chair you sit in to look at a fireplace. This chair has been put here to probably stare at something or take in something.
I'm gonna go sneak up and check what that chair is facing.
As soon as you step out and you look where the chair is facing against the south wall, you see numerous heads just kind of staked to the wall, like a macabre collection, trophy collection. Through the mouth. You see numerous heads, 14 assorted humanoid creatures you don't recognize. And all of these heads are perfectly preserved. They're not decaying at all, and they're old. You see the pirate leaders, all of them, aside from Malon and Archimedes Rudder, are all staked through the mouth there.
Even Monroe Quixon?
No, her head is not there. You see Kelwin's head, perfectly intact. You see Garaxon's head, perfectly intact. You see, again, the Monstrosities that have been found by Velikash. Their heads perfectly intact, Peter's and Ingrid's. You see Grump's head, perfectly intact. Sigmund's head, perfectly intact. And older Baxter's head, perfectly intact.
It's a trophy one.
And yeah, you get the sense Velikash just sits in this chair for hours and just stares at his trophy collection.
It's just Eclipse in there right now.
Yes, currently. Oh, and Eclipse, as you enter the room, you hear a voice in one of the cells say, "Hello? Hello?
Joseph?
Eclipse?"
Ash
Where are
pushes forward through the group towards the voice.
He's all in the back. So
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Fuck out of my
Ash, as you enter this room, you see the chair facing the wall and the heads that are described completely intact, like they're being maintained and not decomposing through magic.
Mm-hmm.
So the head of, unfortunately, Kelwin, the pirate leaders, Garaxon, Peter, your mother, Grumps, and a much older Baxter.
He sees that, pauses, and then shakes his head and turns towards the cell.
Ash?
Eclipse's fists are just like in tight
Joyce,
balls.
there you are, buddy. All right, let's get you out of here.
No.
Why not?
He'll know if you open my cell. You need the key. It's on him.
Well, isn't it a good thing? Shouldn't we bring him in down here?
He left like an hour ago. He says he's with his. He said he was going to see his prized possession.
What's his prized possession?
I don't know. He rarely would talk about it. he would poke
I
it.
might have an idea.
He's with
Uh,
he's with a lady.
All right.
She
that's
smells.
Okay,
She
You're right,
smells.
you're right.
She's undead, I think. Zombie. She looks like a dragon person.
All right. You're okay. We can't open the cell. Is there anything stopping us from teleporting in and out? Anybody? Spellcasters, magic people?
I don't
I
know.
could-
There might be
I
protections
could
on
be.
it. I don't want anyone to get hurt.
Yeah,
Nice.
you see, I'm already dead.
Can I investigate the cell? Try to find if there's any traps or
You can certainly try.
block.
Give me an investigation check.
Anyone have detect magic?
I do, but it'll take me
I
10 minutes to
do.
cast it.
Let's race.
I am. Woo. Okay. Investigation. That is a 21.
Don't find anything. Are the
Alright.
two of you casting detect magic?
Either one of us or both of us, I guess,
Both
we're
at the same
racing.
time. Yeah, let's do it.
And that
Yeah,
takes.
just point it around at everything. Yeah.
Are you ritually casting it or just doing it?
Ritually.
I'm ritually,
So you're
yeah.
spending the 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess Ash is
so,
like
yeah.
kneeling down with Joseph and like talking to
Is
him. and-
Monkfish okay?
Yeah, he's fine. He's okay. He's on the ship.
The Tortelodons. They got spooked and ran off.
I'm sure he'll find him. He's got a boat. He's got a bunch of new furry friends. You met them. The whole village of werewolves.
Oh, okay. Everyone's okay?
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. They're getting a boat all ready for us so we
Where-
can go back.
Where's Bernard?
Oh, where is Bernard?
He was on the. He was left behind on the ship, and
Oh, he's
was
back.
on the-
On the bad ship.
the back.
We were
ship-
we were gonna pick him up when we brought the Winter's Kiss there.
And,
Yeah.
and the
It
meteors,
modded.
the meteors hit
Uh,
Salspitze and also most likely would have taken out the
Snow
dock.
Meadow now?
Well, he was. He would. Last we saw him, he was back at the docks. He was waiting for us for the ship, but he may have just wanted to go off on his own. We'll have to find out.
That makes sense. He was a goat.
Yeah. He did enjoy his freedom.
And while this whole conversation is going on, Ogden, Boon, and Baxter, you both detect there are magical enchantments all over this cell, and you get the idea anyone who tries to go through the barrier, open the door that is not Velocash, becomes subjected to a disintegrate spell. Specifically, 7th level disintegrate. So you get the sense pulling open the door, trying to get through the barrier, even magically going through it, would trigger the trap.
What about dispel?
You have no idea.
Dispel.
Roll me a d20 plus your spell modifier.
Alright. Okay, here we go. Right, you said D20.
Yep.
Let's roll it. Plus spell modifier.
Yep.
21.
21. DC was 17 because it's a 7th level spell. You point your finger at the cell, but you don't see anything discernible happen. But the detect magic, you sense that dissipate on the cell. For the heads, it's like a continuous gentle riposte that happens every once in a while.
Okay. Anything else that seems to indicate like detection on the heads?
No,
Okay.
just gentle riposte spells.
All right.
But for the time being, it looks like the disintegrate spell is off Joseph's cell.
Well, looks like if we need to, we can hop in, hop out with little Joseph.
All right.
Though, not sure if dragging him around would be
No,
safe.
I want to stay in this cell.
All right.
How big
Uh,
is Joseph's cell?
5 by 5.
That's very small.
The other cells in this room are much bigger. Looks like he's held bigger things in those cells.
Leah's gonna like go up to like the cell where Joseph is, just be like, Joseph, would
Yeah.
you like a companion while you're here?
If the companion can stay invisible, just in case Velocash comes back.
We're not leaving. We want Velocash to come here, and we're going to kill him.
I don't think he'll come. He's with his prized possession. He spends hours with it.
If it's what I think it is, he'll come.
Well,
This room does
That
not
does-
look... If you're trying to bring Velocash in here, it does not look like an ideal place to fight someone.
well, if he is going to be a while,
You could just
I
leave.
say, if we do die when we fight him, we should just burn all the heads while we can.
Yeah,
And that
we'll
way,
send-
that way we can totally piss him off, even if he wins.
Real quick. First of all, is there a gap under the door to Joseph's cell?
No.
Oh, it's just like
Goes
it's like
all
flush
the
with the
way-
ground.
Goes all the way to the ground, yeah.
Okay. Are there bars?
There are.
All right. All right. I have a way to get Joseph out of here. Now that the spell is out. Well, first of all, I'm gonna stick my hand through, like with the spell.
Yeah, nothing,
Gone, can I, like,
Nothing happens.
I have a way to get Joseph out without anybody casting any spells, any further spells. Thank you.
Butter.
What?
Slide through. It's
Oh.
covered in butter.
It actually looks like Joseph's actually big enough to slide through the bars, now that I think
Oh,
about
you
it.
just like slide through. Oh, I was gonna pass through the portable hole, have him get in, and then just pull it through, and then open it up and pull him out. But if he can just step through,
Is it safe?
Ash will stick his hand back and
There
forth.
was another prisoner in here.
Alright,
He tried
well,
getting out.
let's
And
get you-
he touched the bars and he turned to dust. So
Ash will real quick touch the bars.
nothing happens.
Nope, you're good.
Okay.
Well,
Velocash will hunt you
They
all
detect
down.
no more magic, right?
No. He will. He'll be mad if he finds that you guys took me out of here.
Well, we're looking to
well,
find.
I mean, he's not already. Yeah.
You're not gonna stop him?
We will do our best to.
Well, we're gonna stop him, all right.
Hold on. You're mentioning this thing, precious thing of his.
Yeah.
Can you give us any other
No,
more
I-
information about it?
He never told me what it was. Just that he spends time with it and he wants to flay it. The more he flays it, the more closer he gets to it. I don't know what that flay word means, but that's what he'd say. Him and Monroe, the dragon lady, seemed really interested in messing with it. The Monroe lady was really mad about this possession, though. Like the previous owner or something.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
I don't know what it is, but Velocash really likes it.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Hey, what's that?
He says he wants the other half, and he said I was the key to obtaining the other half.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Are we leaving him here then?
No, he can come through the bars.
No, I mean, we're about to get into a fight. I don't think we can protect him.
No, we're not getting into a fight. We're just leaving.
We're not going to. This sounds like this Velocash is.
Oh, is he just like
torturing someone?
Is he just like upstairs or?
Oh yeah, he's nearby.
Oh, he's nearby. Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
This is his prison, so he's not far away. If
Oh,
this
I
is-
thought he was
if
like
this is-
somewhere
No, no.
else.
You get the sense this is his trophy room. He probably never strays too far from it when he's here.
Okay. Could we get Joseph back to the shop quickly somehow?
I mean, if anybody was paying attention on the way here, we could always have the imp just take him back, and we can
Well-
follow the map that is my brain.
I don't think we can trust the imp, because
He's
the
our
imp
friends
can't
for
protect a young child that has
He
been
doesn't
unmarked.
Does the how long of a walk was it, Justin?
You actually don't know,
Yeah, it's hard to tell because
Oh, okay.
traveling
based on
is.
how traveling works down here.
All right. If the imp can get back in 10 minutes, then Ash will hold up the hole. You just hop in the hole and imp flies him back.
Could we keep Joseph in the hole while we dealt with Velocash?
Well, it's only got 10 minutes of air.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, but it seems like we're gonna be able to bring Velikash down here very quickly anyway.
I think we're going upstairs. This seems like a bad place to fight him.
It is most definitely a bad place. A lot of these cells probably still have the disintegration spell on them.
Yeah.
So you get the idea he'd just be like,
push us
just
into
gonna push you guys into the cells.
Yep.
And currently there are still 10 more cells that are still powered. You get the idea.
Okay. All right. Well, Joseph, why don't you at least slide out of there so you can, you know, not be in it in case it comes back on.
Okay. And he slides out. And just
then,
huddles right up on Ash.
Henry, can you do me a favor real quick? Oh, yes, of course. Come over. Ash will whisper something in Henry's ear. Henry will go over to the heads.
Yep.
We verified no additional magic on these, right? That will call his wrath down if we mess with them?
You guys just detected
Just some
The
nickel
cages.
guys.
Yeah, we both did the cage for some unknown
the
reason.
heads you just detected.
Oh, and they have gentle repose.
Yeah, gentle repose on the heads.
All right. He'll pull Kelwin's head off the wall,
Okay.
and
It
then...
makes like a wet suction sound as you pull it
Oh,
off.
are you sure about this? Yes, just do it. And he's gonna go and, like, toss it back down to the end of the hallway where his body is,
Okay.
just in case he needs it. And then he's gonna come back, and he's gonna grab old Baxter's head,
Okay.
and walk over to young Baxter.
Hello?
There are spells that let you speak with the dead.
Yes.
I imagine this might be useful for you.
Yes.
Speak with the dead on your older self and ask yourself questions.
I'm not sure how that would work if my soul is currently in me and I don't know. Something to try out. And
I
he
don't
goes
know
and
if
takes
it's
it and-
I don't know if it's the soul or if it's the memories of the body.
Yeah.
Animating spirit.
Something to find out. And he just puts it in his pack.
As
Thank you.
Carrying your
holds onto his own.
carrying your own head in your pack.
Mhm.
All right.
All right, let's go back as a tiger.
Joseph's like, wait, where am I going?
Hang out down here by the cells,
Why don't I
but
just...
out of them.
Okay. I have an idea. Oh. Okay, I have an idea.
All right.
He looks back at the room where all those piles of corpses are. He just closes his eyes and just starts walking into there, and you can hear him like sifting around in parts. Like,
Wait. All right. Compromise. Ash will take the hole and like open it up a little bit, but like stick it in like the pile of bodies. So like if you're not looking at it, there's just
Yeah.
like a hole,
Okay.
and you can climb down inside
Yeah,
of
he
it.
climbs right into it, and some of the bodies kind of shift and cover it.
Ogden, do you still have that amulet that stops smells?
I, as a matter of fact, do. I'm not wearing it. I am disappointed I'm not, but yeah.
Ash will take that and hand it down to
Oh.
Joseph.
What? He puts it
Put
on.
this on. Just put it on.
Oh, it smells better.
Yeah, that'll make it better in here. All right, and we'll
He's just like he's shaking. He's like very scared.
lower down a dragon chest set that he keeps in his bag.
Okay.
Here you go. You can play a game by yourself. Play
Okay.
with the little toys.
Okay.
Does anyone have a book?
No, but I have my
this,
entire
and I hold
14th
up the
I
birthday.
never learned how to. I don't know how to read.
Oh, right. Well,
14th birthday.
Henry's like, I have some parchment and an ink pen. All right, see, here you can draw.
Okay.
Here's my 14th birthday. It's the first day I rode a camel. All right.
Hand down a memory.
Okay. Don't die. I don't want to be left down here.
No, here's a. Ash will tie off a rope to something and lower it down so we can climb out if he needs to.
Okay.
All right, you're all set. We'll be back.
Okay. Don't die.
We're gonna do our best.
I love you.
Love you too. All right, let's go.
And,
Be cool. Everybody be cool.
There's just
Cool.
there's just the one door at the other side of this room past the heads on the wall.
Eclipse
Mhm.
like the first one down. No, Henry's got to open it.
Yep.
Yeah, Henry has to open it.
Eclipse gets there, sees it.
Oh yeah.
Carnifex!
The detect magic would also detect immolation on the doors.
Yeah, Carnifex will come and open the door, and Ash is like, all right, we're going to go kill a tiger man, and I'm not going to think about my dead mother's severed head on the wall or the fact that I may have adopted a child.
And as you open up that, Henry opens up that door, the fire goes off for the time being, and it opens. And in the hallway, you just see numerous other cells lining the corridor, and numerous individuals sitting in each cell, their lips sewn shut, their eyes sewn shut, and they're just rocking back and forth in the cells. You can just hear humanoids, demons, and as you guys kind of step out into this hallway, at the end of this hallway, about 50 feet to the left, there's a staircase going upwards, and you can just hear maniacal laughter coming from that staircase specifically. And that is where we're going to end the session for the week.
Oh, I need to write down a line that I want to shout at his face when I see him.
Man. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for playing, you guys. My nerves are shot right now based on describing things and the whole dangers of what would have happened if someone touched the cell. Ooh, fuck. But Joseph would have told you guys. Man, oh man. I will also post the artifacts that Viltreek mentioned in the description, so you guys can get a better idea of how they're spelled and everything. Here we go. Ending an arc that started in episode 3. So technically episode 1 if you think about it.
I'm so ready.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you all here next week for the continuation of Beneath the Tide. Good night, everyone.